Here's a Facebook post that I posted. If you want no politics when the country that I live in is imploding right now, then I don't know. Go watch G4 TV. They're coming back. They're coming back. You could go there, and you'll be okay. Jordan Klepper's new video is going to be good. Thank you for popping the super chat, Sherry. Here's a Facebook post that I posted. This is 5 years ago. So anyone thinking that I'm just riding a bandwagon now, and I'm just doing MSNBC talking points. Here. I posted this on December 18th, 2015. Over 5 years ago. And I quote, "I never thought the general American public would become stupid enough to think that having someone with the mindset of Donald Trump as leader of the free world would be a good idea. Apparently, I was naive. Again, I'm not a fan of Hillary by any means, for anyone who thinks that I was, and now I'm pretending that I'm not. But I pray to God Trump is just being used as a ploy to make sure she sits in the Oval Office, because if Trump gets in, LOL, you think things suck now? Just wait." I know you don't see me yet. You're going to see me now. I'll turn the volume down on this. And why is it not stopping? There we go. Play that.
This is the cost. This is the cost in real time. There may be no law against it, but
so here we are.
Profound cost to our democracy. And the only other point I would make is that it's not just a domestic cost. It's a geopolitical international cost. Other countries look to America for leadership.
I mean, is this going to make Trump become supreme leader? No, it's not. I fucking knew this was going to happen. I fucking knew. Look, man, if you want me to ignore this and just talk about the PlayStation 5 when this is going on, this is the wrong channel for you. Goodbye. See you later. Anyone who wants me to ignore this and just pretend this doesn't exist, go to another channel then. Go to another channel.
And I get it. We've always had ambitious politicians from the beginning of our republic to the present day, and we always will. But this is bigger
So,
than any one.
it has begun. This is crazy. In shots, I know. They showed a woman going away bloody on a stretcher. How can we get our first horse president so we can have a stable government? But don't bump. I've got you there. Love you, Rich. Thank you. Karen Strong, before you get into it, I just want to say that he is a bad person. Anyone worshiping him is bad, too. And also, he smells like... This is what he wanted. Like, how do you not see this at this point? Like...
McConnell said right before this all fell apart, "I will not pretend such a vote will be a harmless protest gesture."
This is way bigger than Trump. This is a result of many, many years of tensions. Oh, of course. I've always said, Paisan, that Trump isn't the cause. Trump is the effect. I agree. They use the internet to make Americans stupid. Trump needs to go. You Trump-supporting thugs have lost. Liberalism is thankfully sweeping the nation. Get over it. Liberalism is the real way to go. Not going left or right. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Let me make this full screen so everyone can see.
But we have to do it because we got to pretend that we're fighting. But think how cynical that is. I mean, think how cynical it is to tell thousands of people.
This is... How are they not prepared for this? How are they not prepared for this? Biden's not in bed with China. I don't like Biden, but this doesn't end with this. If Trump doesn't concede tonight, January 20th. Thank you, DJ Moose. Thank you very much, Bigfoot Stumps. This is guys, you know I've kept politics out of the videos. This is not normal politics. This isn't me talking about, if I was talking about primaries or some stupid shit.
Standing off against armed police in the Capitol.
Tech Xi Jinping.
Barricading the House floor. Like, I don't.
I mean, if Trump won, do you think that I would be doing this?
Is, or whether you're a far left progressive or a centrist or
What happened about an hour ago? And it's so funny. He's the vice president of Donald Trump. Like, what is he doing? It's just a reality of it, man. It's just a fucking reality. He lost. Get over it. Move on with your fucking lives. If Biden lost, I would just be making YouTube videos right now. I don't get it.
And removed from office, and as you know, what comes with impeachment is a lifetime
Exactly, Austin. Exactly.
federal office, which would be the point of this. Do you believe
It's not the death of our democracy. I'm not going to go that extreme either. It's not, but there's a lot of lessons that can be learned from this.
He's lost his ability to govern in this country?
I've never considered I don't want to make this about impeachment.
Get out of here, the stupid thing at the bottom.
I get that.
A super partisan thing. I just don't want protesters.
Look at this.
To threaten the lives of congressmen and things to spiral out of control today. So I think it's far more
Look at this.
likely that the immediate step that needs to happen is for the president to.
This is not just protesting. This isn't just staying outside. They're breaking. This is exactly what they were afraid of. Like, they were saying that in 2016, that people who voted for Hillary, which I fucking hated Hillary, they were saying, stop crying. Look what they're doing. That man should be arrested. That's not protesting. That's breaking and entering.
To be shot inside the U.S. Capitol. DHS is on the scene. And also, this is Ralph Northam, the governor of Virginia, saying that he is working
This is gonna
closely with
last.
Bowser and Speaker Pelosi and Senator Schumer to respond to the situation.
Well, let's not say
Speaking of
Antifa
Bear's
is
request,
fine. Let's
he
not
is
go.
sending members of the Virginia National Guard along
I don't
with
care if you
200
unsub. Goodbye.
Virginia
If you're unsubbing with one of the most important things that happened, probably
security around the Capitol
along with
today.
9/11 in the past 100 years,
How did this happen?
and you just want me to pretend I'm not talking about it. Goodbye. See you later. See you later. There's an unsub button for you. Given 2016 to this, I think this would have happened if Trump won. That's why I had a tweet in 2015 saying shit like this was going to go down. I had a tweet, and everyone was saying, "Oh, they're fucking Jesus Christ, man. Their stream sucks. I may have to go somewhere else." In 2015, over 5 years ago, I said that. 2015. And I said I wasn't a fan of Hillary, for everyone saying. So if you think I'm just like, oh, I wasn't a fan, but I thought she was great. What is going on here? Come on, man. I have gigabit internet. Seriously? MSNBC, you crack me up, but man, their ads play seamlessly. Their ads never buffer. Your ads never buffer, MSNBC, but the actual shit I want to watch, that's a tough one to stream. All right. Really? What do we got here? I gotta open up, yeah. I'll open it up here. Yeah, I kind of, that one I do agree with, Wyatt. That one, Poopingus, thank you for becoming a member. There was need for this. It's pointless. It is. It's not going to change the outcome. But this just shows how damaged my country is right now. Yeah, this is going to take longer than expected. And look, imagine how we look to nations around. We look like a laughingstock, which is probably what some of them wanted. I'm sure there was some kind of psyops going on. I'm not saying Russia. I don't know who it was. Thank you, Sandberg. Keep doing what I'm doing. This is still loading. This is still loading. They got to be kidding me. Let me open up Streamlabs so if I get any donations through there. Like, there's no... We had videos today. Like, how can I couldn't even think... Like, how could I cover those? How could... Oh, hi, guys. There's a new... There's a new patent for the Xbox controller. My nation's imploding, and the current president's trying to attempt a coup. But, you know, I'm just going to ignore all that. If that's what you want, God bless. All right. Yes, I'm allowing Streamlabs. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. And it's still buffering. Okay, we are going to go somewhere else then. We are going to go somewhere else. I'll be back in 1 second. I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still here. I always condemn the riots, and yes, I did. But did the riots also, as much as I condemned them, did they go to Capitol Hill and stop our government from functioning? Did they do that? Dude, there's plenty of nations you could go to if you want a dictator. You want to go to Russia if you want a dictator. Go to North Korea. If you just want your leader to win, if you don't care about politics and policy, and you just want to win like it's a baseball team, there's plenty of places you could go to for that. There's plenty. Find them. Find them all. Find them. They're out there for you. Please leave. If you don't like democracy, please leave. If you don't like the process where you vote someone, which the same process that got Trump in office, that no one ever thought would happen, which in a way proved that our voting system works. If you don't like that, fuck off and go to another nation. Go find one. Go find that fucking nation and fuck off to it. Go fuck off to it. Because here's the thing, I like a system. I like a democratic system where we get to vote who's in office. And you know, if Trump won the votes, I would just walk away and do my thing. I wouldn't be fucking crying about it and trying to break into the Capitol like an animal. Go ahead, though. Go ahead. I'll build you a fucking statue to put on your front fucking lawn. Fuck off. He should go to fucking prison. I'm tired of being sweet. I'm tired of the middle of the road shit, man. I'm tired of this middle of the road shit. No president. I don't care left or right or in middle of the road, Green Party. If anyone does this, they should be fucking locked up. He should be fucking locked up. Tired of this shit, man. I'm tired of this. Rich, can we get a look here, listen? I can't do it in his voice, but I can. Look here! Look, listen! Daniel 2:43 prophecy reads, just as you saw iron mixed with soft clay, there will be mixed with people, but they will not stick together one to another, just as iron does not mix with clay. That is an interesting statement. Voter ID and paper ballots only would go a long way. They would say that there was something with that too. He was saying they were dumping ballots, physical ballots. Like, it's not, there's no logic behind this. There's no fucking logic. Anyway, let me get some video up here because MSNBC is hot garbage. Hold on one second. Sorry, you'll see me in a second. You'll see me in a second. I'm trying just to find a solid feed. Can I watch CNN Live?
Diana,
I'll watch any.
your time will come. One day.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. It's 4D check.
Wonder Woman 1984. Experience it in IMAX. Only in theaters, December 25th.
That is true too, Grant.
Can look at this and say this is okay. I'm calling on all of my conservative friends, my Republican friends, to say, what would I do if Black Lives Matter dropped 30,000 black people on the nation's capital and laid siege to the seat of power in the middle of a joint session of Congress?
They would be shot.
What would I say if Black Lives Matter do that? I'm going to say that right now. What would if Muslims did it? If Muslims dropped 30,000 Muslims on the seat of government in the middle of the joint session of Congress,
they would be shot.
And
all
ran in there.
There'd be tanks running them over.
And tear gas. What would we be saying? If you
and before you say that,
people, you know,
210% anytime it's police brutality, I always look into every case first before, you know, I looked into George Floyd. I looked into... Now, here's the thing about George Floyd. I'm going to say something right now, which probably... Even the passenger, who was a black woman who was in his car, said initially that George Floyd was resisting. So he was resisting at first. However, and he refused to go into the back of the car. They were trying to push him in. He wouldn't go in. So, okay. They put him to the ground. They got handcuffs on him. Where the cop became a murderer, though, and where George Floyd to still be alive, was when he put his knee on his neck and wouldn't get off. That's where it was overboard. And that's where those cops deserve to be punished. But even the woman in his car was saying initially, like she's like, George, stop resisting. Go watch the video. I watched it on Police Activity. But he's right. He's 110% right. He's 110% right. That if it was Black Lives Matter, if it was Muslims doing this, there would have been tanks running them the fuck over. Yeah, I know I gotta change the screen. I'm sorry. Why is this?
I don't like the hyphenations.
Let me go live.
And he is culpable for this. You know, Winston Churchill said, "Dictators ride to and fro upon tigers which they dare not dismount." And the tigers.
I mean, look at this.
The president sits in the White House, and the tigers are loose at the Capitol. You know, let me just say one more thing, Gloria. I am the son of an immigrant who fled a country because of scenes like this and came to the United States because this was a country of law. This is a country of laws, and many of us share that story. I mean,
what do they think they're going to do?
To see this scene. This is not an American scene, and this was not a necessary scene. And I understand completely.
There's a lot of.
Gloria?
I'm heartbroken. You know, I spent
Yeah, you're right.
10
That's so
years,
true. Yes, Rich, love you, buddy. Never stop being the
walking
authentic
up and
person
down
we
those
love.
steps,
Colin, thank
covering
you.
Capitol Hill.
If you think I'm just going to
Having
pretend
a
this
great
doesn't
deal of
exist today,
respect
you got to go find it. Not you,
for
but
the
I'm saying
people
other
who
people. You got to go
serve
find a
in that
different channel.
Capitol.
Protesters a lot of
Most
it
of
got
the
shot
time,
and
by the
beaten,
way,
but the
talking about
rioters who
policy,
stormed the
we did
Capitol yet not.
Senator Santorum
Look at
over
this.
there.
Yes.
And I
Please
watched
don't
this
tell
today,
me if
and I
that
said,
was
that's
Black Lives
my
Matter.
Capitol.
Like I just
That's
said, I don't
our
100% agree with
That's
everything with
our
them.
house.
If they were on the
And
Capitol,
these are domestic terrorists.
they would have been ran
They're ripping
over.
it apart.
They would have been
And
shot.
then I saw
If it was
tweets by
Muslims, they
Donald
would have been
Trump, which
shot.
took down, which called them American
Don't hand me that.
patriots.
They absolutely
Said,
would
you
have
know,
been.
Any security breach is unacceptable.
These brain dead
etc. But
fucks
she called them
go
American
there. They're
patriots.
all brain
That
dead
is not
fucks.
what I call them.
And
These
this
are
is
people
okay.
who march
This
there
is no one.
to
What
do
like?
damage.
I'm out. I don't
They
want to
march
see anyone
there
get
to
shot.
do
Don't get it
damage
twisted.
In the
But what's the
middle
double standard?
of a constitutional session in which a presidential election.
Everyone
ran
thought,
fair
oh,
was
Rich,
being
Trump
certified.
saying all this stupid
And you
fucking
have to
shit
go
he's
back to what the
saying.
president to-
Stops.
what
It's
Dave
not
was
going to
talking about,
do
what the
anything.
president
Really?
said
It's not going to do
earlier today
anything?
In his speech.
It's not going to fucking do
And he
anything.
said-
Oh, really?
We're going to walk down to the Capitol. We're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women, the ones who support
Christ,
him.
look at this.
We're probably not going to be cheering because you'll never take back
I don't
the
know,
country with weakness. You have
I don't
to
know,
show
guys,
strength,
about you
and
guys, but I
have to
feel
be
like we were real
strong.
close to his second
So
civil
we'll
war,
walk
you
down
think?
Pennsylvania
And all
Avenue.
because, I mean,
And that
Biden's going to
was
get in office, but
permission.
that's not going to stop the
That was
tension.
permission.
And
That's
as
not
we
gonna
speak,
stop the tension.
man who is responsible for all of this, Donald J. Trump, is in the White House watching this on TV,
Yeah.
as he has been for much of his administration, both a president and just an observer watching these.
My
moments
webcam
pass
is fucked,
by.
huh?
And
What the hell
this is
happened?
all part of his grift. These people have stormed the Capitol,
Jesus.
have threatened our democracy.
Yeah, I
have
see that. Hold on.
spurred insurrection and treason in order for a grift that's going on being centered in the White House. The grift of the
I
Trump
don't-
family raising money off of this, raising
It
money
is.
off
It's a
these
fucking
lives.
grift. He doesn't
The
give a
president's just
shit.
standing there watching
He
on
doesn't give a
television,
shit about fucking
surrounded by
democracy.
his coterie of enablers. I want to go back to Wolf.
It's hard to believe, Anderson, what's going on here in the United States Capitol right now. I've been around here for a long time. I've never seen anything like this. I never.
Hey,
thought
it's working
I would
again
see
for now.
An armed mob like this break windows and get into the United States Capitol and do what they're doing. Members of the U.S. Senate as well. You see
Wow.
what's happening on the floor of the Senate and the House. Law enforcement are raising their weapons to deal with these mob individuals. I don't want to call them protesters. They're not protesters.
They're not
people who are
protesters.
engaged in an insurrection.
Protesters,
that will
you stay
fail. They will
outside.
be arrested. We are now
Slow mo it
told
is on. I'm
members
going to
of the
put it to
US
60
military's
seconds.
National Guard from Maryland and Virginia are on the way. Major numbers.
As
are
a person
coming
and family
in
that's
to
proud
deal
brave,
with this
I have never been so
enormous
disappointed in our
threat
country
to
in
the
these
US
stressful times.
democracy.
Absolutely,
Only
I agree with
14
you.
days left. 14 days.
Where's the Pepsi? I don't drink
until
Pepsi.
the inauguration,
People are
when
actually
Joe
bored
Biden
and
will become
unemployed
the
and don't
president
be
of the
winded.
United States. I can only imagine.
It's a total
the
loss. You're
security
100%
that
correct,
is going
Red
to be
US.
around Washington,
I wonder what would
DC
happen to
over
Trump
these
once
next
Biden
14
is
days
about to.
as
Looks
we
like
await the inauguration of Joe Biden as president. 14 days until Donald Trump leaves office.
That could very well happen.
Information.
That's right. We're told that multiple officers have been injured
Boomer
in the midst
Slayer,
of the
thank you.
chaos that we are seeing.
I'm going to
That
put on
least one
slow mode
officer
for
will
60 seconds.
Transported to the hospital. Multiple sources tell me and my colleague Noah Gray, just to give you a sense of what this means with this officer being transported to the hospital, it seems to be they are only transporting higher priority cases. So although we don't know what the injury is, that
I'm
gives you a
just
clue. We know that EMS is on the scene.
The worst part is Trump
They are
supporters who are
triaging
all in support of
a woman
saying
was
this.
shot
This
in
shouldn't
the
have
chest on
they shouldn't have
Capitol
cheated.
grounds. Earlier today, we don't know the circumstances of that.
He
What
should
we
be
do
tried
know
for
is that
treason.
Law enforcement is simply
Trump should be
overwhelmed.
tried for
Report that
treason.
The National Guard is now on its way. But earlier today, one law enforcement officer sent
I
a
don't know.
distress call from inside the Capitol building because it was getting
Look
so
at
out
this.
of hand. I do know from talking to sources that police from surrounding areas are coming.
And what these fucking
Virginia
idiots
State
don't
Police,
realize
Montgomery
is that
County,
the
Maryland
electoral
police from
college
Georgia
count
County,
from
and now
Pence
multiple
is just a
officers have been injured
formality.
with police
It's already
transported to the
done. It's
hospital.
over.
And we're now
Like
seeing, police in
this is
riot
just
gear
like.
there, well, trying to contain the crowds, trying to bring a sense of
Thank you for
calmness to
covering
the
This Is Our
chaos.
Country in your voice. It absolutely
The
does
entire
matter.
DC National Guard has now been activated, Pamela, and they're going to be joined by Maryland.
Take your
and
wrench, you're
Virginia
out? Okay, I'll take
military
your wrench.
personnel,
Where's your
military
wrench?
troops. They're coming into
Goodbye.
Washington,
See you
DC
later.
right now.
Enjoy your
You're,
dictator.
inside the Capitol.
You're gone.
We knew that there was a session.
Dr.
going on.
Evilface.
The vice
Go
president
away.
was there. The members of the House and the Senate, they had
Go
to
the
be
fuck away.
evacuated under emergency circumstances. What's the latest?
Go suck. If you want to go suck Trump's, you want a dictator, man. There's plenty of countries for you.
When it will reconvene, when it will happen tonight, will happen afterwards, because of course this is a critical step in making sure that the next president of the United States, who got the
They're all covering from the same fucking place, Jose. Who should I watch right now? They're all those are cameras right there. Who should I watch? Please tell me the real news. Is this like a staged Capitol? Is this a fake Capitol that they're filming from right now? Live?
In a stunning
Tell me.
photo that we are seeing right now, a protester actually in the office of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, leaving, as I want to direct you to that manila folder right there, as you can see, look in there, it says, "We will not back down."
They want a
leaving
dictator. This is a fucking coup.
message
How
for
does
the
people
House
not?
Speaker in her suite, and I can tell you from spending time.
I'm sure there's cops there that are
You can
idiots.
see this individual
is a coup.
here, rioter who has broken into the Capitol in Nancy Pelosi's office.
This is
there with his
disgusting.
feet up, leaving that note, "We will not back down." And I can tell you, Wolf, in covering
I never lumped
this
you in with
building
them.
for,
I know
for
there's
many years,
Trump
and,
voters out there.
Covering Nancy
I
Pelosi's
know.
office, it
I
is
know
a
you don't
heavily
condone this.
fortified office. There are detail.
What
around
country
her
was that?
at all times there are police officers.
So you got an extra
can't
wrench?
Just walk in to the speaker's
In
office.
a little
Here
bit,
you're
tarnishing
seeing,
the very name that they're flying. So it's
pro-Trump
such an it is an
demonstrator,
embarrassment.
Someone who broken into this building with scores
Tempted to move
of
there,
other
too.
individuals. This individual coming into the speaker's office and saying, leaving
So
that
fucking
message
disgusting.
for the speaker. Now, the speaker herself has just put out a statement along with the Senate Democratic leader.
Look at this asshole.
saying,
Is that a
"We are
gun he has
calling
right there? He has a
President
gun.
Trump to demand that all protesters leave the U.S. Capitol and Capitol grounds immediately." We're hearing some concerns, too, of being raised by Republicans as well, not demanding going as far as the Democrats are, but nevertheless.
I thought America was far from the best country way before Trump was in office.
Of Congress, but protesters getting in all sorts of the sides of the building. But as I reported just earlier,
Because today was the day where the Vice President, Mike Pence, was supposed to count the Electoral College votes, which it's just a formality. It doesn't change anything about the election. It's not like this is going to make Trump get a second term.
It's a very big building, big complex. Remains to be seen, and whether the police can get it under control with the National Guard will be the big question next, Wolf.
All paid. I'm not even
horrible,
going to answer the stupid one back there. You can refund your money. All paid actors, no. Just tuned in from Australia.
How dangerous this is right now, Caitlin. You're over at the
This
White
is a
House.
coup.
I saw a statement.
Daniel
that
Lyon. This was
the
bound to
Vice President
happen.
Mike
Yep.
Pence was evacuated
I said
from
back
the
in
US Senate
2015
without
something like this was going to happen.
the president
2015.
saying the violence
Before
and
Christmas of
destruction taking place
2015.
At the U.S. Capitol must stop, and it must stop now. Anyone involved must respect law enforcement officers.
I condone
and
it.
immediately
You
leave
condone-
the building. He added, peaceful protest is the right of every
Screw both
American, but this
politicians left.
attack, he used the word attack, on our Capitol will not be
You
tolerated.
want a civil war?
And
You
those
want
involved
people
will
to
be
die?
prosecuted to the fullest extent
Yeah,
of the law.
consequences
Vice
of-
President Mike Pence, Caitlin, clearly angry.
Yeah, and Wolf, he was there as this broke out, as they started breaching the building.
Wow.
And that's why the vice president and other leadership had to be evacuated because of what's going on. And now he has put out a much more forceful statement that we have seen coming from President Trump, who I'm told has been watching all of this unfold, because Mike Pence is actually
Ooh, he
telling
put out a
people
tweet.
to leave the building. That is a pretty
This should
simple
never
request that
happen.
You have not seen the president carry out, Wolf, and that comes as we are told staff are trying to get the president
Trump
to put
betrayed
out
the courage
a
and
more
said,
forceful
"See, they stay."
statement. But Wolf, he has so far refused to do so, and I'm told has been much more focused
From the
on
Crockett
events that were
Democrats?
happening shortly before this happened. And of course, that was the vice president up on Capitol Hill as Congress was
Oh, this
meeting
is
to
the military
certify
ready
his
to-
electors and Joe Biden's win. When of course,
Yeah,
shortly before
and
he said
there's-
he was going to defy
Yeah,
the
if there was
president
Black
and
Lives
not
Matter
follow the
protesters up there,
exact
there'd be body
attempts to
bags right now. It's
overturn,
unreal.
results of the election or reject
Like,
these
what is
elections.
going
Of
on?
course, he did
They're
not have the
breaking
power
into,
to
they're
do
going into
so
the, like, their
president has been
offices.
Consumed by that, he has not stopped talking about what Mike Pence has done, and he is more
It's
focused
insane,
on that
man.
than
They're-
what you are seeing unfold from his own supporters on Capitol
This
Hill.
is nuts.
Chaos that is going on, and the president so far is still watching all of this go on from the White House, but has not come out to the podium. He has not gone on any kind of on any television
Because he
in front of
wants
cameras
this.
to say that these people, that his supporters waving his flags and wearing his paraphernalia need to get out
Yes,
of
you're
the
100%
building.
right, Mike.
Instead, he told them to remain peaceful.
You're
which,
100%
of course,
right.
Wolf, they are not, but instead the president himself has been more focused
You're
on
100%
what
right.
Pence did before all of this broke out than what is
You got
actually
guts,
going
Rich. When
on
I covered the
now.
election, I got
It's,
death
really
threats.
an
Dude, it
awful
has to be
situation
done.
that the
It has to
President
be
of the
done.
United States is totally
We share
neglecting
this
his
same
responsibilities
shame with the
as
president,
the
even though we live in
commander-in-chief.
I'm in
He's got
Brazil.
enormous
We'll
responsibility.
repeat the same as
He's
that
got
thing when he
14
loses
days
in
left.
20.
He only cares about himself. John King.
Yeah, he got to like they got to get him out. The whole reason that why they had to transition to January 20th was because back in the day, the new president had to ride up there and fucking horsepack. Like
in the United States.
as soon as they get the, as soon as it's official, as soon as the votes are certified, get the new guy the fuck in. Even if it was Trump again, get him in. This transition period. I understand intelligence needs to be, but it wasn't transferred because Trump's administration were being dicks.
There were not. Donald Trump is the president who refuses to criticize the QAnon crackpot.
Real Donald
conspiracy
Trump
theory,
Twitter account
which
is gone.
peddles
I'll check that.
Incredibly reckless rumors about the United States government and people involved in it because those people
Yeah,
support
it
him.
does,
He says, well,
Weeboo.
he thinks they're good people. These are his supporters. They are storming the United States Capitol. Many of them may have come here for protest, but it has developed into something much worse than that. Dangerous, destructive, illegal, scary, violent, and it is his job to call it out as it is. The fact that Caitlin says
won't,
the
though.
vice president is being more forceful tells you quite a bit. The fact that Jim Acosta and others on our White House team say the president has been watching this all day long, he's watching this and doing nothing. Now, he will say, as he has said in the past, his second tweet was a little tougher than the first tweet. He has authorized the National Guard to go and help. Those are steps that may help a bit, but the challenge of leadership is to stand up to your people when they're doing something that is wrong and tell them they need to back down.
Wow.
And it begins with the president, but it's not just him. The people in that building who keep saying, let's appoint a commission to look again into allegations of election fraud that have been brought to more than 60 court cases
But it
across the
shouldn't-
country and rejected out of hand. One of the tests of leadership is to look the people who support you in the eye
This shouldn't
and say,
take-
we are wrong, or it is over.
It doesn't
and we
make
are
me feel
done.
better
So
that
it's
the
not just
National Guard and the
president,
FBI are
supporting
on the
him
way.
from that building too, and it'll be fascinating for me to see, A, will the president wake up here and say something
No,
publicly
he
with
won't.
the camera pointed at him, and then B, what will his supporters in that Capitol, when they resume the debate about certifying Joe Biden's election as president, will some of these Republicans realize what they're doing is not only a fantasy, but it's a dangerous fantasy, and they need to back down?
Yeah, we're told that the entire D.C. National Guard, thousands of troops here in the nation's capital, the entire National Guard has been activated by the U.S. Department of Defense following this mob that has attacked the U.S. Capitol. Phil Mattingly is up on Capitol Hill right now. You're getting more very disturbing information. What are you learning?
Yeah, well,
I mean, this. If they were, you know what? I'll say this: if they look, let the idiots let them protest. I don't want to take away their right to protest. Stay outside, protest, to say stop the steal, whatever bullshit. It's not, but they're breaking into their offices.
Would be breached. Once those were breached, They were stunned that the protesters, in the words of this individual, that the protesters...
I don't know how you do either.
The steps on both
it's
the
not that
House side
Biden's not going to be president, but
center steps,
you have almost half
through the windows. Now,
the vote people who voted in this election who think that he's an illegitimate president. Like, what the fuck is going to happen? Like, what is going to happen?
I'm told they are in a safe place, the leadership as well as the Senate Pro Tem, Chuck Grassley. I'm also told that based on everything that I've been talking to...
That is true, Alan. If these people think they are a militia in Trump's army, treat them as such and let the military go against it as a foreign threat. Well, I don't think they fired a shot yet, so let's not... I don't want violence. I don't want violence. But this is... Look at where we are, man.
Starting with the floors, the House floor and the Senate floor, and trying to push the protesters.
This is unreal. This is like, I feel like I live in a third world country.
Trespassers into a single place where they
multi-parties, yes.
them out of the Capitol. Slowly but surely, I'm told.
Yes, I'm going to. This is going to stay public. This is absolutely going to stay public. And I'm going to be on this. I'm going to be on this for a good chunk of the day. Like I said, I had videos today. I had videos today, but I think this is a little bit more important.
But Wolf, I will tell you right now.
Yes, I saw.
Side of the Capitol, you can still see the steps on the Senate side, on the House side, and the center steps.
And for the people who only want gaming news, I can't.
Some of them still moving towards the doors right now. So, as the words of one source,
no, the military already said they won't get in the way of politics. They already came out and said that they won't. There won't be a. He can't. It can't happen. All the courts shot everything down.
One of the more interesting things, Wolf.
Every single case, minus one, was lost. I know a woman just got shot. Someone just told me.
They've been moved into secure locations, and at this point, they're just looking for information because they are seeing less and know less.
But I know there's some people thinking, Rich, oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal.
I don't want to call them protesters anymore.
Biden will be president, which he will, and it's not all going to go away. This is not all going to go away.
All over the place. They have video of these rioters, these mobsters.
Even after
they will be arrested if they broke windows, if they stormed the floor of the
arrest them all. Arrest them all, including the fucking piece of garbage president. Arrest them all. If you don't want me to say that, then this isn't the channel for you. Arrest them all.
Down the road. Brian Todd, you're up there on Capitol Hill. I want you to be safe, but tell us what you're seeing.
As much as I don't agree with the Pence's politics, keep Pence out of it, though. You know what I like about Pence, too? As much as I disagree with him, even before he was vice president, he did show himself getting the vaccine.
Not as many people packed on the steps there. We saw,
and I respect him for that. And he didn't really jump in on this.
Coming in about 20 minutes ago. Probably not more than about 30 of them.
Yeah, and you know what, Robert? As much as I'm not a partisan guy, Republicans are going to have their images permanently stained. God!
You've also seen Capitol Hill police up there on the balcony.
You were so hungry for fucking power that you sucked any dick you needed to, right?
There were some Capitol Hill police up there.
This is you! This is you!
You do get the sense that whatever police have come...
You were more worried about your fucking careers than the democracy, the republic that you were bound to hold up.
Come in force to this plaza of the...
You're a public servant to us, you motherfuckers. Not for your own political gain. This is your fault because you're worried about your fucking self. You sucked his spray tan dick to further your career. How'd it go?
We've reported on CNN have gotten injured as well, and at least one woman shot in the chest.
How'd it work out for you? Get them all the fuck out of office.
Has been injured and taken to the hospital. But let's have our photojournalist Eddie Gross go past
Wolfenstein, Orange Colossus.
Look, this was the most densely packed set of stairs. This is the center steps of the Capitol on the east front. And as you can see, still a lot of protesters.
How's it working out for you? Just kissing his ass, Ted Cruz, when he called your wife ugly.
We don't know. We don't know when larger groups of police or national
fucking sitting there doing robocalls basically for him. After he calls your wife ugly, you spineless coward.
Just move to your right.
You fucking, but you're more worried about your career. Look what happened.
Senate side of the Capitol.
Look what, congratulations, you fucking dicks.
There were more people on that set of steps earlier too, and going almost up, toward the top. But they've kind of contained that group over there.
I think I just fell in love with you, Rich.
There's another set of protesters here
No, I've had people. I've had like
steps.
10,000
Let's go
plus here.
forward
I've had like
Hold on a
10,000.
minute, Brian. The president-elect is about to
I want to
speak.
see what he has to say.
But I'm sorry for the reason I've delayed coming out to speak to you. I initially was going to talk about the economy, but all of you have been watching what I've been watching. At this hour, our democracy is under unprecedented assault.
Yep.
Unlike anything we've seen in modern times. An assault on the citadel of liberty, the Capitol itself. An assault on the people's representatives and the Capitol Hill police, sworn to protect them, and the public servants who work at the heart of our republic. An assault on the rule of law like few times we've ever seen it. An assault on the most sacred of American undertakings, the doing of the people's business. Let me be very clear. The scenes of chaos
Thank you,
at the
Myth and
Capitol
Forge.
do not reflect a true America.
Damn
do
right.
not represent who we are. What we're seeing are a small number of extremists dedicated to lawlessness. This is not dissent. It's disorder. It's chaos.
It's terrorism. They're breaking in.
Orders on sedition. And it must end now. I call on this mob to pull back and allow the work of democracy to go forward. You've heard me say before in different contexts, the words of a president matter.
No
matter
shit.
how good or bad that president is. At their best, the words of a president can inspire. At their worst, they can incite. And therefore, I call on President Trump to go on national television now to fulfill his oath and defend the Constitution.
I'm not a fan of Biden either, this systems. Thank you. We're on the same page.
To this siege, to storm the
Thank you,
Capitol,
Dom.
to smash windows,
Thank you for everyone who's
to
supporting the show.
occupy offices, the floor of the United States Senate, rummaging through desks, on the Capitol, on the House of Representatives, threatening the safety of duly elected officials.
You're welcome,
it's not
Tiberius
protest.
Monk.
It's insurrection.
Yep, exactly. Breaking
The
in.
world's watching.
A
Like
protest
so
would be
many
staying
other
outside and picketing. And that I would be
am
okay with. Do
genuinely
what you
shocked
want.
and saddened that our nation, so long the beacon of light and hope for democracy, has come to such a dark moment. Through war and strife,
I was
America's
hoping.
endured much, and we will endure here, and we will prevail again, and we'll prevail now. The work of the moment and the work of the next 4 years must be the restoration of democracy.
It's going to
of
take longer than
decency,
4 years, bro.
honor, respect, the rule of law.
It's going to take longer than
Just
4
plain,
years.
Simple decency. The renewal of the
You're
politics.
welcome, White Fang.
It's about solving problems, looking out for one another.
Yeah,
not
Al,
stoking the
you're
flames
right.
of hate and chaos. As I said, America's about
Thank
honor,
you, New Gloom. I appreciate that.
decency, respect,
Yeah, we really do, Crouton.
tolerance. That's who we are.
Oh,
who
stop
I've
with
always
the
been.
Black Lives Matter riots. They didn't
The
break into the
certification of
fucking
electoral college-
Capitol and
electoral
stop
college vote.
the entire,
It's supposed to be a sacred
stop
ritual
our entire government.
to affirm. Purpose is to affirm
And,
the
and
majesty.
the riots compared to
American
valid
democracy.
protesters are totally different things. You understand that, right?
Today's reminder,
Thank you, Michael.
a painful
He's
one.
100% right, Jonas. I'm not a fan of him either.
Democracy is fragile, and to preserve it requires people of goodwill, leaders of the courage to stand up,
He won't say a
who are
thing.
devoted not to the pursuit of power, but or the personal interest pursuits of their own selfish interest at any cost.
It's not
But
these
common
people
good.
making me. It's. I knew people were going to come
People
here
are
and say
children
dumb
watching
stuff. I mean, there's
television.
nothing you could do about that.
Think
I
what
knew
the rest
that.
of the world is looking at.
But
For nearly 2.5 centuries, we, the people, in search of a more perfect union, have kept our eyes on that common good. America's so much better than what we've seen today.
I saw this coming a half a decade ago, man.
Watching the scenes from the Capitol, I was reminded.
All
as
right,
I prepared
Dylan.
other speeches
Okay,
in the
man.
past,
You're
it
comparing
reminded me
apples to oranges,
words
and you
of
know you
Abraham
are.
Lincoln
Okay.
in his annual message to Congress.
See you later. You can take
His
your
work
fucking super
has
chat
today
back
been
then too.
interrupted by
Take it back.
chaos.
I don't want your money.
Here's what Lincoln said.
Take your money back. You
He
can.
said,
I
"We
think there's a
shall
way you can
nobly
refund it.
save or merely lose the last best hope on earth."
I guess the Republicans were right. We were turning.
Went on to say,
Yeah, and it's their fault.
"The way is plain, peaceful,
And believe me, the Democrats played a part
generous,
too. It's all
just,
a, they all have the same corporate donors. It's the
a
same
way
bullshit.
which, if followed, the world will forever
Decades.
applaud,
Decades, Steph.
and God
Decades.
must forever bless." The way is plain here too. That's who we are. It's the way of democracy, of respect,
I'm
decency.
I'm not heated
of
at you
honor,
guys, Dylan. I apologize. I'm heated at this. This makes me
commitment
angry.
as patriots
This
to
makes
this
me
nation.
angry.
Notwithstanding what I saw today, we're seeing today, I remain optimistic.
And I'll tell you this, if
about the
Dylan,
incredible
if Black Lives
opportunities.
Matter did this, I would call them out the
There's
same fucking
never
way.
been
And I'm
anything
sure
we
people
can't
would say
do.
I was a racist. If they went to the
When we
Capitol
do
and
it
broke
together.
into the offices, I would say the same thing,
is
and
God
people would be
always
unsubbing for me
displayed
left and right
today.
saying I'm an evil racist.
Bringing home to
Which
every
I'm not,
Republican,
but-
Democrat, and Independent in the nation that we must step up. This is the United
Amen,
States
Skull.
of
Skull,
America.
thank you, Catch 84.
There's never, ever, 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 ever been a thing we've tried to do that we've done it together. We've not been able to do.
Yeah, I agree, James.
So, President Trump, step up.
Sometimes he's not going to step up, dude. He wants
May
this.
God bless America.
He wants this.
May God protect our
Oh,
troops.
I just burped carbonation in my nose.
and all those folks.
Oh,
at
that really
Capitol.
hurt.
We're trying to preserve order. Thank you, and I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
Yeah, it is off to a horrible start.
President-elect Joe Biden in Wilmington, Delaware.
Yeah, well,
He will
fuck
be,
Giuliani.
He will become the 46th president of the United States in 2 weeks from today. He asked for President Trump to step up, to have a televised press conference to stop the violence being committed
not
in
going
his
to.
name for his conspiracy theory-fed cause that the election was somehow not fair.
And I know, for everyone out there
do
who's a
think,
Trump
Abby,
supporter
as
that
you
condemns
noted,
this,
when
and
Biden
someone
said
said
that,
it in a
that
super chat
probably
before,
will
I
make
know
Trump
the
even less
majority of
likely
you
to
that
do
voted
it,
for Trump, because I know
even though,
people
of
that
course, it
voted
is
for
the right
Trump
thing.
who voted for Trump because it's like, you know what? We know Hillary
the right
sucks.
thing in this moment. And
Yeah,
as
he's a wild
our
card,
colleague
but we'll give him a
Caitlin
shot.
Collins has
I know
reported,
not everyone is
the
like
president
these.
is
I know the
preoccupied
majority
with
of you
other
who voted for
things.
Trump are not
He
like them, because I
has
know
not
Trump voters.
done what many of his aides want him to do.
But this
which is to
isn't-
be
this
more
is insane.
forceful on this, and it's because he doesn't
This
want
is
to.
insane.
The people who are in the Capitol right now are his supporters. They are
This is
doing
going-
this in his name.
Yeah, it's going to split the country
and
for at least
if
a
there's
decade,
one thing
man.
that President Trump doesn't want
I'm
to
sure
do,
those
it
people-
is to condemn people who love him.
Yeah, they were breaking in for a PS5. They thought
The
Nancy
nation is
Pelosi
kind of
was.
in a catch-22 moment right now.
Yeah, he
President
wants
Trump
this.
could
He
come
wants
out and
this.
say something, but I guarantee you, it
He's
is
not.
not going to be the right thing.
He's not going to say anything.
But if he says nothing, this madness will continue. So there's really not a great way forward here. But I do wonder if the members of Congress
Yep,
who
you reap what
were
you
at some
sow.
point in that
And
building, who were
both
standing up
of the
and
major
backing up this,
political parties are at
ridiculous
fault for
coup
this. You know that,
attempt,
right?
will have a moment of reckoning for themselves.
You're welcome, James.
And think about
You
what
know
the
they're both at fault for
consequences
this.
are of humoring this kind
Both the
of
Democrats and
misinformation
Republicans,
these
because
kinds
they
of
get
lies.
corporate donations.
That might be the really important question as we
Do
move
the bidding
forward, because
for the
at some point,
corporations that
Congress
support
has to
their
reconvene
campaigns.
and finish the work that they
And it goes
started
against the will of
this
the
morning
people,
so
and
that
the people
country
get
can move
frustrated,
forward.
and not everyone reads into politics and understands that. I mean, I don't fully understand it. I understand a little bit more than the average person because I don't just, watch one news station and go on with my day. But then they get frustrated and they're angry, and then they have someone tell them, it's this person's fault, it's this person's fault, it's this and this, and I could fix it for you. And they're so destitute and disheartened that they're like, hey, maybe they will fix it for me. I'm going to believe in them. I need to believe in something. And this is what happens.
About Republicans who were not going to.
This is what happens.
We're going to go to Manu Raji right now.
When
He's being
people
evacuated from
feel
Capitol Hill.
oppressed.
Manu, tell us what's going on.
This is the outcome.
From where we were in our office, the news from.
Thank you, Dungeon. Thank you, everyone supporting via Super Chat. I'm trying to keep up right now. And here's another person, too. This is the majority right here, like Prime Media. Voted for Trump, never wanted this to happen. This is disgusting and a disaster. I hate how Trump is handling this. You know he wants it to be like this. And I know, just like President-elect Biden said, this is the minority. Like, don't look at this and think that this is every Trump supporter. I know that, too. A lot of, the left-wing media won't say that. They want you to think everyone who voted for Trump is like this, but they're not. Yeah, this is America great again, right?
Elements of this building, you're seeing debris.
Yeah, what a great way to start 22. It's got to end. I mean, yeah, it's going to be Biden that's the next president, but you think this is going to just magically just stop it? You think these people that are like this, even if there's only like 1 million of them throughout the whole United States, that's still a lot of fucking psychotic people.
Walking through here, there are no.
Yeah, because they and the Democrats like, oh, I'm going to send out a mean tweet against Trump. I condemn Trump's actions. Oh, that's great.
Ensure that some areas of this building are secure as they.
Yeah, these are absolutely terrorists. I don't want to see violence, but these are terrorists. These are absolutely terrorists. If they stayed outside and protest, they're protesters. You break in and you're sitting in Nancy Pelosi's office, you're a fucking terrorist.
Get them out of the building and trying to make sure that all the
rioters, whatever you want to call them,
can be secure, guys.
Yeah, well, stay safe.
Yeah, of course he
was.
was.
You're right to change. It's not if they're not protesters, they're insurrectionists, or. I mean, we have a name for people.
And everyone's saying, but what about the riots, Rich? I condemn the riots too. When it went beyond a protest, I condemned it in live streams and many other places publicly. There's no difference to me.
Dana, what I wanted to finish saying was,
it's not like I would have ignored this and condoned it. It was Black Lives Matter doing this.
Jr. said to members of Congress,
I don't care about the skin color. I care about the actions.
At a bloodless coup. Well, now it's not bloodless anymore.
Stop making it about sides. Stop making it about race. This is disgusting.
I suggest you choose wisely. Now, I'm sure
this is a disaster. This isn't just. This is bigger.
Figuratively, or they were talking about engaging in political combat. Maybe they were, maybe they were not. I think it's pretty clear that a lot of people took a different message from the rally in general.
Because these are people who have been completely fired up.
Hold on. Trump posted a video. Trump posted a video
of a tinderbox. And with
Trump actually did post a video. I'll bring it over.
The side, but you have to go home now. Now, we have to have peace.
All right, here we go.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt.
Here we go. Let's see what he says. Here we go. This is Trump's message. He just put it up a minute ago.
I know your pain. I know you're hurt. We had an election that was stolen from us. It was a landslide election, and everyone knows it, especially the other side. But you have to go home now. We have to have peace. We have to have law and order. We have to respect our great people in law and order. We don't want anybody hurt. It's a very tough period of time. There's never been a time like this where such a thing happened, where they could take it away from all of us, from me, from you, from our country. This was a
again with the lies.
Election.
Yeah, again with the fucking.
We can't play into the hands of these people. We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special. You've seen what happens. You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil. I know how you feel. But go home and go home in peace.
Oh my God. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, what the fuck is he doing? Why did I get signed out of Streamlabs again? Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. No, you signed me into the wrong account. Oh, God. I love technical issues with live streaming. They're so much fun. They give me a massive nerd boner. Review Tech USA. Please sign me in so I can read people's messages. That's so sweet of you. Thank you. Thank you. Is it someone? Okay, anyway. Let me get the news back up. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Thank you, BJ. Thank you, BJ. Where did the news go? Where did it go? Really? Really? Where is live? No, I want to watch CNN Live. I want to watch CNN Live. Oh my God. It has to be that the internet today is just shot because of what's going on and people are all tuning into this. Has to be. Like every website I'm going to is slow. All right. Jesus.
These days, it's okay to do some things halfway. But taking prescriptions shouldn't be one of them. So CVS works to make them affordable with a proprietary search tool that looks for savings.
Oh my God. No wonder CVS customers are better than most. Anyway. You can hear me but not see me. Now you can see me.
We have to have peace. So go home. We love you. You're very special.
He still had to say.
You see the way others are treated that are so bad and so evil.
Yeah, hide him. Hide him. You could hide him, James.
Go home and go home in peace.
Now, we brought that to you because
He said exactly like I thought he wasn't even going to come on. He said exactly. Both parties are at fault for this. Absolutely. Absolutely. Both parties are at fault for this. This does not villainize one side. That's. Are you sure that's a Capitol building and not? Oh my God. I'm afraid of January 20th. Yes, I agree, Hunter. I agree, Hunter. Let's do this at Area 51.
People might attempt to do that, but what we're seeing is pretty clear what is happening. And I think now we have to ask.
It's both political parties that are at fault for this. It's 100% true.
Americans, let's not even talk about the fact that we're still in the middle of a pandemic. We haven't talked about that today.
Yesterday, the deadliest day of the pandemic so far.
This is a president who is not paying attention to the job and is focused on just one thing, which is his own sense of grievance. That video was a disgrace.
It was disgusting.
That today, on the day that Congress intends to count.
Yes, Trump could pull a blippy on Pence and these people would still love him. Well, this is how you know that the cult, not everyone who's a Trump supporter is like this. I just talked about this numerous times, and that's not me trying to whitewash anything. I know people that are Trump supporters. But this is, I'm trying to think of the best way to word it. This is exactly what he wanted. And think about it, like Mike Pence, everyone who was MAGA, again, not Trump, people who voted for him, not people who voted, but everyone who was MAGA loved Pence. Loved Pence. Now, just because he's doing what he's constitutionally obligated to do, he's your enemy now? all the right-wing supporters of Trump who said, "Yeah, dude, you lost. You really did lost. There was no way there was fraud, at least on enough of a level that could have overturned the results of the election." They're all the people who were like basically using Trump's dick as a pogo stick. Now, because they're just doing what they're obligated to do, they're enemies. Think about how fucked that is. That's a cult. That's a cult. Customer service worker's going to hear this all day. Yep. So let me get back to the video.
Democratically held election in the United States of America is a profound shame. And it makes us a mockery.
Yes, James. Oh, we're a laughing stock right now.
About democracy, we have a president who is inciting violence at the Capitol and won't acknowledge that he lost.
Yeah, how many oil-rich nations did we invade to instill democracy there? AKA steal their oil. Oh, this is unacceptable. Look at this is a banana republic. If there was a nation with oil in it doing this right now, the United States would be invading them. Invading them.
Lost an election.
No, I don't understand how the United States, which regularly objects to elections taking place in other countries, Pakistan, Russia, Hong Kong, Taiwan.
I'm not sure what that means, William. I want Trump in
of other countries'
It's
elections.
insane, dude.
What is Senator Hawley or Senator
Comrade.
Cruz going to say when Vladimir Putin says it's interesting that you're faulting us for this because you yourself objected to an election and you yourself helped inspire an armed insurrection on Capitol Hill?
You're exactly right. And the notion of consistency and clarity of message and purpose is unfortunately so far behind us with these issues. And we just have to say over and over again, because what we just heard from the president.
They're zealots, yep.
So, aside from the fact that he said go home, which was the appropriate thing to say, he said that the election was stolen from us.
Trump, the audio on the video,
That's
it's
what
up.
you're seeing on Capitol Hill right now.
Exactly.
What you're seeing on Capitol Hill right now are people, to quote you, Abby, in his name,
You guys don't look. This
going
looks
to
our
the Capitol,
conservatives are
trying
so
to
boring
steal the
compared.
election for Donald Trump, the election that Mitch McConnell stood on the Senate floor.
Yeah, this
just
isn't the way to
hours
handle it,
beforehand,
bro.
Not even hours, minutes before this happened, and said this wasn't even close.
I called
wasn't
this
even
5
close.
years ago,
Donald
Chris.
Trump
I was
didn't even
with
come
you.
close to winning this election.
Seems
That is
odd.
the reality. That is the top Republican in the United States Senate.
How many more
saying that
millions of
and saying
popular
it
votes
for
did
a
Biden
reason.
get over Trump?
And the Republicans you were talking about, Josh Hawley, I don't know yet
They're
about
coming,
about
Hobie.
him,
They're coming.
But Senator Cruz, I'm already hearing from an aide to him. You
No.
know, this is not
He'll let the-
what he wanted. I think he
everyone
also
who
tweeted,
broke in-
violence is not the right way to go, so on and so
Everyone
forth,
who broke
that he was
in,
doing his
he's gonna let them all
constitutional
rot in
duty,
prison.
which might not duty.
Remember when he
He's
said he
doing
was
what is,
campaigning when Trump was
allowed
campaigning?
in the Constitution.
That
Democrats have,
he would pay for their
and
lawyers or
Democrats-
whatever?
Right.
Yeah, let's see if he
Democrats
actually really
in the
did
past,
that.
This is almost besides the point because of what's going on here. But Democrats in the past, and you've pointed
You're
this
welcome,
out,
Dude Bloom.
have objected during this process, but they haven't done it at the behest of a candidate who refuses to concede the election. That has never happened. And that is the big difference here, because that is what these people, these rioters, are responding to. They're responding to the president and his enablers on Capitol Hill.
You know, I think about how we started this day, and I you know, not looking back too far, but just to recall that hours ago, we were talking
I
about
missed a lot
the
of
way in
super
which
chats, man. I'm
Republicans
trying.
Had
Seriously, though, you
fed
missed
these
super chat.
conspiracy theories and
Seriously,
coddled
though, I don't
them
think this
for
place would be
many,
more
many
protected, like
months,
24.
and even years.
Yeah,
bringing in
even
this
CNN
imaginary
and
world
I
created
think even
by Donald
Fox said
Trump.
that before.
And they had lost control of that.
If you want, let's go to switch over to
Not
Fox
knowing
now. I
that
want to
hours
see
later
their
we'd be
perspective.
looking at
Good
this
point.
Incredible scene, but this is.
Let's see, like, what's happening over on Fox. I'm going to just... Not that I have anything shady on my computer, just whenever I go Fox News. I mean, he even ripped... Okay. Oh, you're going to make me... Whoa. Really? What was that? Really? This is all they're showing? Well, this is boring. This is they're just showing a still camera. They're not even like... Oh, man. Okay, I guess we're going back to CNN because they're not showing anything.
What is the consequence?
Since the election, because basically Donald Trump has resigned the presidency as of his election. He's just been working on this project of persuading people that the election was stolen from him as we've dealt with a pandemic.
In federal buildings, I believe so. Like,
attack from Russia,
and I would be, look, if they want to do this stupid shit outside, they have the right to protest, but they're breaking in.
And in each instance, Biden has stood up and played the
yeah.
role that people expect a president to play, and he did it again today and said the things that you would expect a president of the United States to say. As for the president's video, Dana was exactly right. I mean, there was a perfunctory message, which is go home, let's not play into
Yeah, they're not
hands.
showing anything. They're just showing one camera.
Yes, he
it looks like they're using my Note 20 and they're live streaming from it.
And
Fox, I wanted to
repeated
give
the
you a
idea that the
chance.
election, was stolen from us, stolen from you, stolen from our country.
I only
is
had a
what-
couple tabs open,
That is the
man.
jet fuel that is propelling this insurrection at the
I
Capitol.
have one tab
this
open.
lie, and he just used the video to repeat it again.
Can I just say, we're watching these images of people, you know, some of them leaving the Capitol.
I know,
grounds,
and the Democrats
wandering back,
won, didn't they?
high-fiving each other, smiling, quite pleased with
Yes, I
themselves
heard
for
about
what they
that,
have done
James. I
today.
heard
And
about
it's
that.
truly just outrageous and pathetic. Each of these people should be
And you know what
shamed
that's gonna play
for
into
what
right
they
now.
have done today. We should look at their faces, and if I was standing on that
There
street,
was a
look at them.
stupid
They're
ad on
high-fiving each
Fox
other
for like some
this
sex game for your
deplorable
phone. I
display
swear to God.
of completely
I swear to God, that's why I always shut off my screen, because you never know what's going to pop up. You never know.
Unconstitutional behavior. It's stunning.
Rich, what do
And
you
they're
have,
gonna go
horse
back,
porn? No, I do
know,
not have
to
any
the
horse
Olive
porn,
Garden and
but
to
you
their-
never know
the
if, like,
Holiday Inn that
fucking
they're
Fox
staying at,
News
the Garden
is going to have
area,
a
and
softcore
they're gonna
porn
have
game
some
app for your
drinks, and
phone
they're gonna
ad come
talk
up.
about the great day that they had in Washington, and they really did something and stand up
I gotta
for
pee,
something.
guys. I'll be right
and they
back.
stood up for nothing other than mayhem, and a man who is, you know, in the despicable waning days of a failed presidency.
Where are the arrests? This is what I want to know. These are people who invaded my capital.
I mean, look at
and
this
your
buffoon
capital.
dressed up as the revolutionary. There's nothing revolutionary about him.
Nothing, nothing. But where are the arrests? These are people who are breaking the law, who are breaking into a federal building, which Joe Biden called the Citadel of Liberty, and the President of the United States spoke about not at all. Didn't talk about the Capitol, didn't talk about the importance of the Capitol. He certainly wasn't going to talk about the importance of what was going on in the Capitol, because it was certifying Joe Biden's election and not his election. And it was so stunning to me that the president, in his little speech, first of all, by the way, did not give it from inside the White House, not from a podium inside the White House. David Axelrod, you know a lot about this and about the optics of this. Not from a podium with a presidential seal, but rather from the garden somewhere.
He stood at one podium today,
Oh,
and that was
man.
at,
That was at
the rally
rally.
of these
That's
people.
right. Stood outside the White House, and then just did a little Twitter thing after Joe Biden said to him, "You better go out there and do this."
How is it
And then
possible?
he said, "We love you."
How is
We
it
love you."
possible that the police, the Capitol Police, the Department of
Why
Homeland Security,
weren't
I know
they
the head
ready
of the
for
Department of
this?
Homeland Security is on some sort of farewell tour in the Middle East, I believe, right now, Chad Wolf. But how is it possible that
These
all
are
of these
Trump
law enforcement
zealots, dude.
organizations who
Not all
gotta say
people
again,
who
Van
did
raised this
support
point earlier.
Trump.
When it was Black Lives Matter, they had people in riot gear
Are like
ringing the
this. I know a lot of them.
You know, as if
Like I said,
as
a
if it
lot
was
of
gonna be
Trump
stormed when
supporters,
it wasn't. Today,
former
when it was
Trump
clear,
supporters, voted
the
for him
president himself
because
was encouraging
fuck
people to
Hillary
march
Clinton.
on
I
the
want to try to
Capitol.
see if something different.
It's just
Yeah.
But I had a
not even
bad
allowed.
feeling
Yeah,
about
I
this.
think that
A,
double
before he
standard is
was
something
even
that's driving a
president,
lot of
I had
people
bad
nuts.
feelings.
But let's just take a step back. We don't know what we're looking at yet. Is this the end of something or the beginning of something?
Right.
Yeah.
Is this the death throes of something ugly in our country, desperate, about to go away, and then the vision that Biden talked about is going to then rise up? Or is these the birth pangs of a worse disorder?
Oh, wow. I have
That's where
1K
we are
dislikes
right
on
now.
this video. Oh, wait.
And I think the country's got to
People
make
wonder
a
how Hitler
decision.
came to be. I've talked
I don't
about
wanna
this
be
for
partisan.
ages.
I understand some of these people, if their social media feed is only showing them
What they wanna
example
see.
after example
What they wanna
of-
see.
of anecdotes of vote theft, statistical, magical thinking that says that the election was impossible. And so they've been bombarded with that. And because they've been bombarded with that, they're angry.
You're welcome, G Dizzle.
Fine, you have a right to be angry. You don't have a right to insurrection. You don't have a right to sedition. You don't have a right to break into buildings and to hurt police officers. There has to be a line.
Hey,
And I think
they
if
don't
we
want to
can
see
just
this
come
on the
back together
channel.
and assert that line.
Someone
We
else
can
will talk about a
disagree,
PlayStation 5
but we
controller
have to
today.
do a better job of understanding each other. So what I want to say is, let's declare
That's
that
fine.
this is the end of something. This can never
At
happen
least there's
again.
more likes than
We need to
dislikes.
snuff this out tonight. We need to hear
Yeah,
from
it's law and
every
order
leader,
till the law
left,
doesn't support
right,
you.
Black, white, brown, and otherwise, that this is unacceptable in America, period. And we can work through our differences another way. But if we're not careful, we could talk ourselves into this being
Just
the
like I
beginning of
condemn the
something.
rioting
I don't wanna
during
do that.
BLM. Yeah, I don't
I would
condemn.
First off,
I don't
think that's
condone
a
rioting.
good
Doesn't matter what the
statement.
cause is.
I can't imagine. I know you disagree with
Yeah,
me
they
on
were
this,
ta-
but I can't imagine that this is what the president wanted. That he wanted.
Yeah, they all
these
seem
people
to be
break
walking
into
away.
The Capitol and storm the United States Senate and break windows.
Of course he did.
No,
Of
well,
course
I'm
he
just-
did. He wanted to delay this day as
Yeah,
long
he
as possible.
did.
That was
Rick
his whole, I'm sorry to
Santorum,
interrupt,
shut
but
the
that
fuck
was his
up.
whole strategy.
Yeah.
In fact, his whole legal strategy was just have the vice president
Disinformation.
object to this, have it go to the courts. Not that it would mean anything, but it would just delay it. And this is another delaying time.
I understand that he wanted the people to go to the Capitol. I
Make
disagree.
sure
I don't
everyone
think-
who
and if he
broke the
did,
fuck
then
in
he's more foolish
gets
than I think
arrested,
he is.
though. If they were
Because
just chilling
this is a
outside,
bad day
that's
for
fine.
Donald Trump and a bad day for
That's
what Donald
fine.
Trump is trying
But
to
if they
accomplish,
broke
and a bad
in,
day to
they get
answer
fucking
Van
arrested.
Van's question. My big concern is going forward that Donald Trump is going to stay on the scene, announce he's going to run for president again.
Thank you, Dungeon. I
and
appreciate it.
continue to mobilize and rally people to tear apart the Republican Party and the conservative movement going forward, and take on everybody with vengeance. That whoever opposed him, run against him in the primary, try to defeat.
I knew this was going to happen. I know I can't keep
this-
saying it, but
I think set back that movement in a very, very big way, because I don't know of anybody that I've been hearing from a lot of people.
Thank you, Arcane. I
and
appreciate
they,
it.
They, as they said,
Your
they
father-in-law is
understand
over
we
there?
understand
Oh.
people's anger because they've been fed a lot of information about how crooked the election is, but they don't understand this, and they don't understand, breaking windows and taking over the House and Senate chambers and having a potential. I don't know who was armed and who wasn't, but the bottom line is this is wrong on everybody's count and not something that we are going to tolerate.
Let me ask you, the Republicans just lost the Senate. And, you had Donald Trump Jr. earlier this morning saying, this is Donald Trump's Republican Party, which we have said over and over and over again, which clearly it is now. Why would any Republican continue to follow this man as he goes off to Mar-a-Lago? And with his $250 million, I know they want some of that money. I know they're afraid of a bad tweet. But, the GOP is becoming like a nihilistic death cult if they follow.
Oh, no.
I think today,
No.
today.
As much as I lean more left and I'm more on the progressive side, virtually everyone who sits as a public servant, as an elected official, is their fault, because they're more worried about their careers. They're more, whether Democrats or Republicans. Don't do the partisan shit, Anderson. I don't fuck with that.
Were two moments within the Republican Party that hopefully will give people in the party the opportunity to step back and say, do we want to sign this death pact?
Well,
because I believe it is a death pact.
And you really think that people may be at that point?
Well, I think so. Look, I'm hearing from a lot of people, and
basically
what I'm hearing
SSG
is that we didn't sign up for this.
Yeah.
And this is not acceptable. And we're
Yeah,
not
where's
gonna
the
play
rubber
along.
bullets?
We need to support
Why
that.
weren't they
I know
ready
Gloria
at
tried
all?
again. I just want to say, let's try to create a glide path for people who want to break away from this.
They
In other
broke in
words,
and they're,
I
yeah,
think people
like,
have been
could
saying it
you
different ways. I
imagine?
just want to say it explicitly, clearly.
Like,
you
if this
want
was
more of
Black
this,
Lives
stand up for it.
Matter,
But if you don't, you need to be with.
or if this was
And
Muslims,
Josh Hawley do now.
Exactly.
Okay, what do
there'd
they
be
do
bodies
now?
all over the
The fact
place.
that they haven't.
There'd be
said,
bodies
okay,
all
you
over
know
the
what?
place.
We'll
And
go
if you
back
don't want
and
me to say that, if you
reconsider
want me
this
to, like,
because this is
just
what
be the quartering
they
and
are
just say what you
doing
want me to
Donald
hear,
Trump's
his
bidding.
channel there's for you. He'll pander to you all day.
That
Leave it
their
dislike and leave.
concerns are not going anywhere. And let me tell you one more thing. I just heard from somebody who is a good friend, has been a good friend to the president
Yeah,
over
it
the
would have been.
years,
Yep.
who is so disgusted that and this person said
They would have
the
been
president
JD.
incited
Play some
this,
ABC after
and he
this to
should
see
be
what.
treated appropriately and promptly. What does that mean? And to echo
I'm
what
sure you
Adam
are
said
that schmuck. I'm
earlier,
freaking out
the
too.
question I
Like,
have
how could I
is
not
what
cover
happens
this?
over the
You
next
know what I
2
mean?
weeks?
How could I not cover
This is
this?
not over. Does Congress come back now? Do Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz go back as if nothing?
I think you're
And thank you for all the likes. It's glad to see that there's 3.6, almost 4,000 likes and only around 1,000 dislikes. I'm glad to see that most of my
There's never been anything
audience
like
has
this
common
where they can
sense.
take it away from you. That is the essence of Trumpism. His message is they are taking this country away from you. And we talk about how can they. This is an insurrection, which it is, and we talk about our Constitution, which it is.
It's
They have been
disgusting.
told, Van talks about their social media feeds. It's the president himself who's been telling them for months and months and months. They have stolen the presidency of the United States away from you. These people feel like they are patriots.
But they do.
They feel like they are.
I basically
patriots,
did
and
say
that
it,
is
Euro.
really
If it was Black
dangerous.
Lives Matter there, if it was
agree.
Muslims
and
there,
there's one thing to peacefully
doing
protest,
this,
there's another thing to
there
do
would have been
what's
shots
going on
fired all
here.
over the place.
And
And what
the
bothers
results
me
from
too
Georgia
is
from last night,
they knew something like this
any-
was going to
any
happen. Why
serious
wasn't there
Politico
security?
is
Why
gonna
wasn't
look
it
at that
like
and say,
super fortified?
Donald
We
Trump on
have the
ballot may help us
resources.
win, but there's no evidence that Donald Trump not on the ballot is
Yeah,
a winning
even
combination for
Mike
the Republican
Pence,
Party if we
even
if we
Mike
follow
Pence,
So does
like
the Republican Party
you don't want to.
disagree?
Mike Pence, his
I think-
vice
no,
president's like,
you
nah,
have,
dude,
what, 10
I'm certifying the
United States
votes.
senators out of 50, and you heard the comments before this whole thing happened with McConnell and Toomey and many others standing up and saying, we're not following Donald Trump anymore.
Ben, and then we got to go to
I just want to say, other countries like South Africa and other countries that have tried to get to a multiracial democracy that works
BLM
for
got
more
bodies,
people,
bullets,
have
riots
a lot
here,
to
and
teach
that
us.
wasn't even
We
the
should be looking at
Capitol.
Mandela
Yeah.
and other people around
Could
the
you
world.
imagine
We
if they
are-
did
we are
this
in
on the
danger.
Capitol?
Democracies are
Could
fragile,
you
as Biden said,
imagine?
But there are examples around the
Could you
world that we
imagine?
can,
The news aren't
rely
showing.
on. I wanted just to point that out. Let's go back to Wolf.
All right, Anderson.
Oh,
just
you're
moments
coming
ago,
up to join
the
me.
President-elect
Yeah,
of the United
Google Fish
States
told
said
me
our
you were,
democracy is under
streaming this, and I can't
unprecedented
figure out how to turn on
assault.
the
He is
TV.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
What's going on right now is
Shit,
unprecedented.
though, I need to get you headphones or
Brown
something.
is busy. She's got some more headlines.
Yeah, that's right, Wolf. And here is the
Or
very
you can watch
latest
it on
right
your
now
phone.
on this major breaking
Oh, yeah.
news of
You
a
want-
coup
yeah, you can move that
attempt
stuff off
as
the
a
chair, man.
pro-Trump mob of rioters invaded the U.S. Capitol. We've been seeing this playing out. Here are some live pictures right
Oh, you're-
outside
Huh?
the Capitol, where hundreds of rioters have been for the last couple of hours. And just moments ago, we learned U.S. Marshals, the ATF, and U.S. Park Police, as well as FBI agents, are headed to the Capitol. Some already there. All
I love-
1,100
everybody.
members of the
I
D.C.
love that
National
Trump
Guard
supporters were
have been
actively
activated,
avoiding it and
and
rioting,
hundreds of state
condemning it
troopers
for
and local
BLM.
police officers from
Yeah, then they
neighboring
actually
Virginia
riot.
and Maryland
Law and
are
order,
being
huh?
deployed.
Yeah, how's that
to
law and
deal
order
with
working
this
out for you?
unprecedented,
And like I was saying
disturbing,
to them
and
too,
frankly,
could you imagine, Matt, if this was Black Lives Matter that did this on the Capitol? There'd be body, there would be body bags all over the place.
At least one being taken to the hospital. And
These
inside
fucking
the
pieces of
Capitol,
shit could
on
literally
the
break in,
House
go into
floor,
Nancy
you can
Pelosi's
see multiple
office.
officers right here with their guns drawn, locked in an armed standoff as rioters outside broke the glass.
It's not the
and
right
tried to
that I
get into
hate.
the House chamber.
It's
The
this
members of
cultist
Congress
shit that I hate.
eventually
It's not the right
evacuated,
that I hate.
Some currently
I
at
think
an
both political
undisclosed
parties
location.
are corrupt.
And on the Senate side, multiple rioters were
Shit,
able
I'm
to
trying to
get
think of a way you can
onto
get
the
audio,
Senate
man.
floor.
I don't even know.
Senators
I don't
had
have a
just been
Y splitter.
debating an objection to the electoral vote count. And you can see them in this video
Look,
roaming
they're-
the floor. We're
could Could you imagine if that was Black Lives Matter in the Senate floor?
And at one point, a Trump supporter stood.
Like, you can't tell me, even if you were like totally anti-BLM, could you imagine if that was a Black Lives Matter member sitting there?
Tell CNN one woman is in critical condition after
his brains would have been blown on the back on that
curtain. We do
curtain.
not know where exactly this happened or who
shot her.
Yeah, what about Blue
these
Lives
are
Matter?
Really,
Yeah.
really awful situations. That
They're
are
going after
unfolding
cops.
and continuing, by the way, right now. Alex Marquardt is just outside the Capitol for us. Alex, where exactly are you, and what are you seeing?
Hey there, Wolf. Well, we are on the northeastern side of the Capitol.
This is
on the
insane.
Senate
Thank you for bringing up
side,
seltzer, by the way. I don't want to
Pamela
keep drinking
Brown was
caffeinated
just
seltzer.
talking about. And the situation that we're seeing right here might be best described as a standoff. It's been a bit of a status quo for about the last hour
This
here.
is insane.
What you're looking at there
But what
is
I don't
the
get,
northern
like I was
side of the
saying to them,
Capitol.
they didn't expect this. Like, why wasn't there like a
rioters,
giant
insurrectionists, as we've been
barrier of
calling
National
them,
Guard and shit
gathering
around
on
them? Like,
the edge
why?
of
Like,
the
what did they?
Capitol building.
What did they think was going to
We
happen? What
did
did they
hear a
think was
number
going to
of
happen?
bangs
He's
just a short time ago
brainwashed
that did
millions
sound
of
like
people.
Flashbangs and movement from these rioters, which would indicate
Pence has stopped
that
following
they are,
Trump.
to some
Hey, Rich, how's the
extent,
weight
to a
loss?
very
It's beginning
small
again.
extent, Wolf, getting pushed back by law enforcement. We
I've
do
been
see
at a
some law
plateau
enforcement.
for a
I'm gonna
while.
ask
You know, I know
my,
it's beginning again. Well, I've
cameraman,
eaten
Ronnie
even
McRae,
healthier than I've been
to
eating.
point up the steps on
But,
the Senate side. You can see
these shorts that
a
I'm
line
wearing,
of police
my ass
there.
keeps
I'm not
falling out.
sure what agency
Hey,
they're
Rich,
from,
who is the
whether
other
they're
guy I've been
Capitol
on for a
Police
few?
or
This is intro
Metropolitan
guy.
Police, but
Except
just
now
a
he doesn't
little
have
ways
hair.
farther down, you
Man,
can
they
still
love
see
you,
that
man. The
there are those
viewership won't even
riders
more. As soon as you
on
rose
the
to
steps.
8,500,
So
you're
this
here
is a
now.
face-off between the law enforcement.
You think Trump calls
and the
martial law? I hope
rioters
the
here.
fuck not.
We have seen riot
All right,
police
where
showing up, sir. I'm on TV. We are seeing
Did I get a
seen law
member or
enforcement show up over the course of the past 2 hours, but so far there has
Yeah,
been
dude, he's not
no
saying you directly are a
serious
rioter.
response by law enforcement just yet. Wolf, as you know, a curfew will go into effect.
If you're
in
staying
around
outside
an
and
hour's
protesting
time.
and not being
There's
violent,
no
you're not a
indication
rioter.
Right now that these protesters have any inclination of going anywhere. There's no indication that they had heard the message.
Like
from
what
the
that guy
president
doing right there, that's
to
fine.
go
You want to
home.
do that? You
And I
truly do
just wanna
think it? You want to do it?
highlight
He's
one
wearing a
thing that
mask?
Our colleague Anderson
that's
Cooper
one way to
said.
get him to wear a
There-
mask.
well, back in last summer.
Oh yeah,
when
he's
the
wearing like a
president
gas mask, isn't
walked
he?
over to St.
He's wearing a
John's
mask because he
Church
doesn't want to get some
and
like
had that
fucking mustard
entire
gas in
area
his
cleared
lungs.
out. Those protesters were doing far less than something
I
like
kinda-
storming
well,
the Capitol.
we
And
need
so
the right
far,
to
we have
protest.
seen
That's part of our
very little in terms
democracy,
of
but,
response from law enforcement. Wolf.
All right, I want you to be careful over there. I know it's going to be dark very, very soon. I'm really worried about what's going to happen once it's dark outside.
Yeah, they can't have
My team
what
is also
news
just outside
station
the
they're
US
from.
Capitol.
That's true.
Pete, where are you? What are you seeing?
Pandemic, coup, rioters, Tom Clancy division. Yeah, it's like a story. What are we seeing? We're seeing absolutely nothing, Bob, because it's not talking.
Apparently between this mob of Trump supporters and police. Police are way outnumbered by this mob here. You can see.
Why were
on the
they
Capitol
outnumbered?
Steps here. This
Why
is the
did
Senate
this-
side. Capitol
Yeah,
Police
this is
standing
intense
there.
anxiety.
In fact, just a few moments ago,
Gavin,
we
thank
saw
you.
two from this group of these rioters walk up to the police, actually even walk beyond them for a moment. We also
Like, how
have
could
three loud
everyone's like,
bangs
not
over on
everyone.
this side
There was some
of
people
the
like, you should
Capitol.
just stick to
What we
gaming
think
today.
are
Like,
now
yes, I'm going to sit there and talk about a
possibly
controller
tear gas.
today
We
while
heard
this is
a bit
going on.
about that from Alex
You know what I
Marquardt.
mean?
That led a lot of this group to
don't
file
hear-
over here.
don't watch it,
from
you know?
Yeah,
the
don't
steps
come to the
leading up
channel
the
then. Yeah, for the
Capitol on
people who
this
were
east
saying that,
side.
don't come. Like,
Just to put this
I
into
can't
context,
think
you would
about like
never, ever see
video
this
games
many
while
people, this many civilians
we're turning into a banana
up on the
republic.
Capitol right now. We're just
Yes,
on
I'm
the
not
top
going to
side
make
of the
this
Capitol
private.
Visitor Center, which would be very, very locked down during normal times. One interesting thing.
Like,
that I
hey
have to
guys,
note
they're coming
here,
out with another
we're
patch for
just now hearing
Cyberpunk
a
2077.
Metropolitan
By the way,
Police
our current president
and
is trying to
we have
become a
seen
dictator.
Some
like historical
police
shit
officers,
going on.
assuming
Yeah, I'm not,
police officers
like,
on the roof. Potentially
most of
snipers,
you,
they
like,
have been
are
moving,
great.
Into place,
Even people who disagree with me,
vacillating here
most
between
of you have been
peaceful
great.
and very quiet, but also.
Why aren't you shirtless? You know the deal for me to get shirtless,
Yeah, the
bro.
D.C.
It's still-
curfew ordered by the
Oh
mayor goes
no,
into effect
they want me to get
a little bit
shirtless
more
at
than
this
2
angle because they
hours
want to see
from
the
6
nips.
p.m. Until 6 a.m. Ryan Todd, you're also up there in the middle of all of this.
I think
Tell
we've
us
seen your nips
what you're
from
seeing.
every possible angle.
That was a
Right, Wolf, we're at the
excellent
center steps of the
point that you
Capitol
made
on
there
the
with
east
the
side.
burp, too.
We're going to kind of take you in a little bit tighter. You still see some protesters here, really not concerned
And
about
Google
the
Fish,
police.
thank you for letting. I
There's
didn't
a
even think.
protester on
Like,
top
I just
of,
was like, "Holy shit, this is going on." I was about to
vehicle
record
there.
normal
They've been standing
videos.
on
Yeah, I saw that you're
vehicles over
streaming,
here.
but I had
This
some other stuff
staircase,
to
this
do.
center steps was packed
Far
a
Cry
short
6,
time
and
ago,
I don't know the
police
story
were
behind
standing
Far Cry
just kind of
6.
to the side, watching them.
And like I've said before,
the area where
both
we
political
saw, excuse me,
parties
the area where
are
we
at
saw,
fault
Alex and
for
Pete reporting
this Trump wasn't the cause.
Over there.
Trump
we did
was
see
the
some
effect.
smoke from some smoke
He just
grenades,
kindled the
being
flame. I
deployed
think
over
it's
there.
kindled the
That
word.
crowd over there kind of
Kindled
pushed
the
back.
flame more
And
that
as
was
they
already
reported,
burning.
You see that line of Capitol Hill police officers there on the steps, kind of containing that area. But listen, the protesters had overtaken those steps as well earlier. 3 sets of steps here on the east side of the
My aunt and
Capitol
uncle both
had
cops.
all
I'm
been
glad they're
overtaken
not there today
by
because if they
protesters.
were,
Now,
oh God,
2 of the
yeah.
3 are pretty much clear. This one is still
sure.
not. And as you can see, let's take another shot of these
One man could
protesters here
save
on
us
top
now.
of this
Release
government
intro
vehicle.
thighs. His thighs could save
The
anything.
police have not moved in force just yet, and it really, as everybody's been talking about all day, this just kind of reveals the stunning vulnerability that the Capitol.
At least that it looks like it thinned out
today.
quite a bit there.
And,
The steps were full before. Am I right? Let's make this even crazier. Shirt off. Oh Jesus! All right, what time is it? Okay, 5:21. You get to see. I'm clean though, so don't
that
worry.
were built specifically for the inauguration
That's
and
what
start
she
waving
said.
Trump flags on top of the risers.
Yeah,
So they
but
were
you could
allowed
smell
to,
right away when they're
get
not clean.
almost anywhere they
Not to go
wanted
into
on the Capitol
details, but-
grounds today. And as of now, we hear
Here are the
reports that
nips.
the police are
Look at
coming.
those
We hear
things.
reports that the National Guard is coming in great numbers. You're not seeing it here, Wolf.
Look at those
This is-
Cowboys.
if they're coming,
You're
they're
welcome
taking
for
their
the
time.
stream.
And these protesters
Like I said,
are
again, I have regular
seemingly,
videos.
they're
And
not
like,
inclined
how
to
could I
leave, and
think
they
straight
don't
on that shit?
seem to be
you
very
know?
worried at all right now.
It does look, though,
Yeah, I'm
Brian,
trying
that
to
the
have
crowd is
faith, too.
thinning out a little bit right now as it's beginning to get dark.
Wow, that chat is moving fast.
And it's on slow
They
mo
are
too.
thinning out. They've been thinning out a little bit over the past hour, but again, they're leaving on their own volition. They're not leaving
Yeah,
because the
this is
police are pushing
insane.
them out. The police
Like my
really,
nips.
we
Look at
did
those.
see 2 lines of right here, flag police come through here, walking fairly slowly,
How many
and
people
there
are
were some
watching? There's a lot of
protesters
people
trailing
watching this
behind
now
them,
that
yelling at them,
normally
kind of
watch our
harassing
streams,
them a
right?
little bit.
Probably.
So, again, there's tension.
There's
here,
a whole
but
bunch of
the
people seeing
police,
my memories before
even
this.
though,
is, you know.
again, we're warned about the
Yeah, they
curfew at
probably
6
seen
o'clock.
it.
We're told that the police and National
You're a
Guard are on the
coup.
way here.
You're a coup. I'm
But,
cooing, sir.
I am the
right now,
walrus.
if these
I am
crowds
the
Oh,
are leaving,
walrus.
they're leaving on their
Cuckoo,
I'm
own.
the walrus.
And we
Yeah,
can
I'm
show
trying to
you
have
another
faith
shot
in
of
this
over here.
nation
There was
too,
some
but
movement
my
here,
faith
some protesters.
before
Again, where the
2016
smoke
has
grenades
been
went off, and
diminished
the rioters
for a
have
very
been pushed
long
back
time.
there after some smoke grenades went off a
I
short
could
time ago.
smell those
So,
silver dollars
again,
from Philly.
These
Drew,
people
have been watching daily for
are still
months.
here.
Wanted to thank
Some of
you.
them say
I will
they're
be
gonna stay
doubling
here,
down on
but,
my support
when
going
the
forward.
police
Thank you,
arrive
Drew.
in force, there could be some real tension here and possibly some violence.
If this was
2
BLM,
hours
the
until that
building would have
curfew
already
goes
been
into effect.
burning.
Bryant,
I
be safe over
hate
there.
to say it, but I agree.
Be careful.
Like if this is black, could you
the
imagine if
former
this Black
DC
Lives
Police
Matter?
Chief Charles Ramsey, who is also
Yeah.
the police commissioner
this,
of Philadelphia,
there would be
is
shots
joining
fired
us
already.
right now. It's 1 hour from now, a little bit more than 1 hour
it's
from
tough
now.
to say
Chief Ramsey, you
because
were
I
the
know
police
people
chief
are like-
here in the nation's capital. What do you think about this decision to have a curfew
The whole
from 6 p.m. until
vigilantism
6 a.m.?
thing.
God, man.
The Capitol grounds. I don't know what they're
This
waiting
is a
on. I know
complete
they've activated and brought in
failure
National Guard supposedly from a couple different
of our government.
states, Maryland
And that's
Virginia,
not
as
both.
well as the
Both
district.
political
Maybe
parties
they're
have failed.
assembling somewhere.
This is
trying to
this
get
is
their
what it
battle
is.
plan together in terms of how they're going
What's
to handle
happening?
it.
Someone
I
paid
can
for
look
me
at
to
the
be
flags
shirtless,
tell
and
that
there's
the
a
gun's blowing
attempt at a
pretty good, so
political.
you
Actually, I don't
probably
know.
wanna
It's be
move van with the
political
wind to your
coup.
back
It'd be
in
a
case you have to use
like
chemical
a militia. Wouldn't
munitions
they
or
be
pepper
considered?
spray
I don't know if they
or
consider
what
a
have
militia.
you.
I don't know.
But they got to get them off.
This isn't a political
grounds.
coup.
They've got to reestablish a perimeter. They've got to get them out of the building, and they need to get started as soon as they possibly can.
Because
Again,
the
I don't
mayor,
want
in
any
her
violence,
statement,
but I'm just
that
saying the
was released,
reality of
Chief
it is
Ramsey,
if it was
said
BLM
as far as
here,
this curfew is concerned, during the hours of the curfew,
it
no
would be a much
person
different
other than
scenario.
persons designated by the mayor shall walk, bike,
Me too,
run,
guy.
loiter,
I mean,
stand, or
Biden's
going to
be the next
or
president,
other mode
but
of transport
how much
on any
instability is
street,
going to be
alley, park, or other public place within the
in our
district.
nation?
When you were the police chief, did you ever have a curfew
is what
like
I'm
that?
afraid of.
I don't recall. I mean, during the IMF
Trump
World
should
Bank,
have stayed in 2020. Yeah.
back in the early 2000s, there may have been a curfew. I just don't recall offhand. But nothing. We didn't handle anything like
But you know,
this.
like
I mean, the Capitol
What I'm
Police got
saying, man, is
overwhelmed.
that if
There'll be
Trump
a
won
lot
the
of
second
people
term, we'd be like,
looking
all
at
right.
what happened there. I mean, anybody inside
Yeah.
that building, as far as I'm concerned, ought to be face down in handcuffs right now.
Yeah,
I mean,
Without
that's what they ought to
question.
be doing. I don't
Without
know what they're
question.
doing in there, but they need to be locking them up.
And I said the same thing about the
without question.
riots.
But
I said
first
the
they gotta
same
gain-
thing
they gotta
about the
gain
riots.
control. And right now they
I don't
have
condone
control.
violence in any way, no matter
So, yeah,
what
but they're-
the
you know,
As you and I
impetus
know,
behind it
there's
is.
There's a lot of closed-circuit cameras inside that U.S. Capitol, so they're
If
going to
they
have a lot of
said there
evidence
was
if they
a
want to
protest,
start
what
doing
are the
all
fires
of
and
that.
looted
What also worries me, Chief
the name's
Ramsey,
young.
is that there's 14 days until the inauguration. And I
Dr.
suspect
Frost, I thought they said there was a protest. Where are the fires
the area
and looted
police,
sneaker
Maryland,
store?
Virginia,
Oh, here we go.
military personnel, National
You heard what I
Guard
just
troops,
said, right?
They're going to be on
Imagine if
alert
DACA
right
Dreamer
now, getting
supported
ready
group
for the
breaching
January
the Capitol
20th
building.
inauguration.
It would be a different story,
because,
man.
the president has basically suggested he wants
There's a funny saying in Death Stranding that I believe
individuals,
describes
rioters
Biden
to come
best.
back.
You're the president of...
Well, there's chatter on the internet now about Occupy D.C.
Seeing they
And
found
so,
2 bombs
I don't
near
know
the
if this is
Capitol.
part of it or not. But,
This is the way to
that's
handle
not
it.
surprising. So yeah, they're going to have to be on high alert. They're not going to be able to let these folks establish camps or anything like that.
No,
The
they
next
gotta
challenge
go.
Will be January 20th on the inauguration. But in the meantime,
I
these
hope to
next
God
couple
now
days
they
are gonna
learn
be
that during the
pretty dicey.
inauguration
And,
that they have to
hopefully
have, you know what I
don't get
mean?
counter-protests, protesters show up.
We didn't start the fire.
that
Dems and
decide
Republicans.
they're
Dems
gonna
are
come
going to
out
make
now
heads
in
roll
support
because they are in control. That's why Pence is cutting
Biden
ties
or,
now.
or what have you. I mean, this is a mess.
I don't think they're going to
So
they're
better establish
soft,
control
man.
as soon as
Democrats are
possible.
fucking soft.
Let me tell you, it's not going to be.
At the very
pretty.
least, if anything
They're
good
gonna
comes from
have
this,
to
this is a
use
hard
physical
reminder that
force
these
to get
politicians
folks
work for the Americans,
moving. And,
regardless of the
and out of
sides.
there. But they've got to take back the
But the
Capitol.
problem is that neither
There's
side
no,
really works for America
no two ways
mostly.
about it.
Chief
2021
Ramsey,
is off
stand
to
by.
a
We're looking at
wonderful
the riot
start.
police that are now beginning to converge up on Capitol Hill. Brian Todd, you're up there. You're watching what's going on. Tell us.
Okay, Wolf, so we just saw a line of riot police move up
Pelosi
the
is
right
Satan.
side
I
of
don't
the
like
center
Pelosi. I
steps
think
on
she's
the
a piece of shit,
Capitol's
but-
east side there. And you see them now at the top of the stairs. They are pushing some of the rioters down the stairs. They're not really pushing, actually. They're just lining the top of the stairs. Some of the rioters have just started moving down the stairs on their own. But again, not necessarily being pushed by the police, although the police now you can see
Pelosi
them
and
walking
Mitch
down.
McConnell
So they're
need to go, though.
slowly walking some of these
They
rioters
both need
off
to go.
the steps,
Especially Mitch.
the center steps of the east side of the
She's a
Capitol.
piece of shit too. She was, I think she was,
And
didn't
this,
she?
you know, they're doing
well,
this
she
now
pretended to
after
want the
several
2,000
hours that
checks.
these
I don't
people
think she
have been
wanted
out
them at
here.
first.
You know, going inside the building.
Dems need to play hardball, but they
occupying the
no, they won't
balconies,
because dude, they're on the same
occupying
fucking
the
team
center
and they have the same
steps,
corporate donors
and also
mostly. Go
the,
look it up.
the south end
I hate saying
steps
go
and the
Google it, but you could
north end
find like
steps of the
who,
east side of the Capitol
what corporation
here. Now
donated
you
to a
see
campaign, and a lot of
the
times
police
they
kind of walking
cross,
them
man.
slowly off of the steps. Now this is unfolding peacefully right now. Let's hope that it stays that way. But a short time ago, Wolf, we can also tell you that rioters were standing on top of these cars and, you know, waving flags and really just kind of throwing caution to the wind.
Trying to think how you could
And
hear this.
there were police not too far away just kind of watching
Do I
them.
really
But now,
need to hear it?
some of the riot police are
Pretty
just kind of
interesting, some of the
slowly
stuff
and
they're saying.
peacefully
I mean, you
moving
can obviously
people
see what's going
off
on
of
right
these
now.
steps.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, let's see what happens. These are critical moments. Chief Ramsey is still with us. You know, you were the police chief here in the District of Columbia,
turning
the
on
nation's
McCain,
capital. Chief
John
Ramsey, we just
McCain.
got a statement from Samuel Holliday, the director of scholarship and operations
I
with
think
the
that's
U.S.
why
Capitol
he, well,
Historical
that's why he
Society.
lost. It was
And listen
Nevada,
to this.
right?
He
Or
says
Arizona?
this. This is the first time
What's
the
that?
U.S.
Which state
Capitol
was
has been
McCain from?
breached
Arizona?
since the
Yeah.
British attacked and burned the building in August of 1814 during the War of 1812. Just to give us a little
This is the last time
historic
something happened
perspective
like this
of
was
what
in
we're seeing, Chief Ramsey,
1814.
right now. You and I assume, I never thought I would see this, and I assume you agree.
Yeah, I never thought I'd see that. I mean, I was always concerned about monuments like the Lincoln Memorial and places like that.
He
that
poisoned our
would
water.
be a
What is
little
that
more
line from? He
susceptible
poisoned our
to
water
having
supply,
someone
burned
just
our
show up
crops,
and
and
kind of,
delivered.
you know, take it over.
Isn't
but
this
not
sort of
the US
dangerous for the
Capitol.
regular? Wouldn't
I mean,
this be
that's
something
pitiful
for the
when you really
military to
stop and
handle
think
since the
about it.
Capitol building?
There's
Yeah,
no way they
I think
should
they're
have
sending
been
the
able to
National
reach the
Guard there.
Capitol,
Trump
period.
lost both
But
electoral
now that
and
they
number
have,
of votes. He
now
lost
you
by a
gotta
few
get 'em
million
out of
votes,
there.
didn't he?
And you got to do
Yeah,
whatever
I
you
think
got
he
to
lost
do to get them out of
both.
there.
Popular
You
and
just
He lost
cannot
the popular
allow this
vote
to
both
continue.
times.
This isn't a
Look,
protest.
broken
This is
fucking
about as
windows.
close to the coup attempt that the country's ever gotten to. You got a very weak guy sitting down there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I won't call him.
And he still said,
In my
"All right,
opinion,
the
he's not
election
a
is stolen,
president.
but
I don't know
let's
what
stay
the hell he is,
peaceful."
But he sure ain't my leader. And he's inciting all this. And then you got other people who are really egging it on.
Can I make my
by
voice
doing
louder?
what
It
they're
looks like
doing.
it's pretty loud, man.
This is crazy. It's absolutely
Here, I could turn it up a
insane.
little bit.
And
Here,
someone's
here.
got to take control.
Can you hear me
It's
better
not
now?
gonna be the guy sitting at 1600 Pennsylvania, but somebody's got to take control and deal with this situation.
Did they
It's
really?
gonna get worse.
See,
It will
that's the
not get
shit I don't
better.
want to see, man.
Yeah, it's really worrisome indeed. John King is with us, Chief Ramsey. I'll get back to you. But John, the president earlier in the day was
But
basically
Ian,
telling
this
these
is what everyone
individuals
misses. Oh, yeah, it's too loud. I'll lower it. Here we go. I condemn the riots too. It's not that I have a double standard.
message, and we heard even stronger words from his so-called lawyer, Rudy Giuliani.
Right, and other allies.
What is too loud, me or
Republicans who will not stand up and help the president push his baseless, reckless, just false claims?
what is too loud though? I don't know. The Crab's Plague thing is a SpongeBob.
Now they will say they didn't tell anyone to climb through the Capitol window.
Let me see what people say. Too low now.
They didn't tell anyone to break into the chambers. They will say that, but they encouraged this climate and they incited it. The president at one point today.
My voice is too loud. Okay, my voice is lower now.
What he does.
I'll
He
bring
says
them
things
up a
and then
little bit. I'll
leaves
bring
it
me
to
up a
others
little
to
bit.
do
There
it.
we
But
go.
So now you're in the leadership test challenge, and Wolf, to follow on your conversation with Chief Ramsey, I've been texting.
In Ireland, everyone thinks there's going to be a civil war. Gee, I wonder why.
To the Chief's point,
Oh, that was a
there's lot of anger, a lot of
SpongeBob reference.
frustration, a lot of
Okay.
questions about how this happened.
Yeah.
About how the building was breached, about how they got to sit in the president's seat in the Senate, the presiding
Audio is
officer's seat in
perfect
the
for
Senate,
earbuds.
about how somebody got
Who
into
is
Speaker
too?
Pelosi's
My voice
office
is
and left a
fine.
note. And what I was told was that the Capitol Police right now say yes, they
Perfect,
understand a lot of
okay.
questions
I'm gonna
to
go with
answer,
perfect
that in the
instead of
moment
driving
they were
myself
overwhelmed
crazy.
And they made a decision to put a priority on the safety of the lawmakers and the staff, to get them to safe locations, understanding.
But like,
that
what do
that
they
would
think
mean
we're going to do?
that
Like,
you're
oh,
leaving
we're going to go.
offices
All right,
unprotected. You're leaving
people are.
entrances unprotected in
These
some
people are
cases,
pissed.
and
We're
then
just
they
going
would
to
deal
keep
with
Trump
that
president. Like,
after
what
the
did they
fact.
think
And
was
now
going to
you're seeing these
happen?
pictures.
You know,
the cavalry,
review
if you will,
titties,
has
USA.
arrived.
Yes.
But there will be a lot.
Where
of
do you get
questions
news
here,
coverage like this with
especially
these
the
nips?
inauguration 2 weeks away.
You know, it's interesting, John. The Republican National Committee office is the headquarters right near Capitol Hill, just like the
Is
Democratic
low? I could turn them up a
Committee.
little bit
There
if you
are the
want.
Offices right near Capitol Hill.
How's
We're just
that?
now being told by our Dan Merrick and Mike Warren that the headquarters of the RNC was cleared after a suspicious device was found nearby, and the Democratic National Committee building was also evacuated after another suspicious package
Not saying that you
was
didn't
being
condemn them too, but I do feel like this
investigated.
should
This is
gain
really
more
an
support than the
expanding
latter.
and very worrisome development that's
How?
unfolding.
Why should this?
Right,
None
and
should
without a
gain
doubt,
support.
not
Why?
everybody
Why
there
should this
had any
gain
intention
support?
of anything like this, but they were there and part
And
of
you
it, and
understand
we're
that
clearly
they're
here.
trying
You see
to
them. Again, these are supporters of the president. leaving
destroy our
alleged
government,
pipe
right?
bombs outside the offices of the Republican National
I don't
Committee.
agree
So
with
not a lot
any
thought,
kind of
going
rioting or
into this,
looting,
and I'm
but
being very polite. I could use much
you're not
stronger
trying
words.
to
So you have thugs
undermine
here, knuckleheads,
our entire democracy
terrorists,
when you break
criminals,
into a shoe store.
doing things, and again, there'll be a lot
You know
of
what I'm
questions
saying?
how
Like,
this happened,
a little
who
bit
was
of a
involved.
difference.
I
Like, could
think
we
it's a
not make
very fair
everything, try to
question.
compare everything
And we'll
apples
know.
and
I'm
apples,
sure
because
some
it's
people
not
have been
always
arrested.
apples
We
and
haven't seen it
apples.
yet. People on the inside.
Yeah,
what
today I'm
has been
reviewing
done to
news.
send a
Let's see
statement
where the
from
likes
law
and dislikes
enforcement will
are
be a
now.
very big question after
Gives
this.
me a boner.
And then there'll be longer-term questions about, forgive my language, Wolf, but how the hell did this happen? This protest was not a secret.
That's all right,
It was
Fawn. Why don't you
publicly
just
announced.
freeze and not
the
open up?
Capitol
That's
Police
fine.
clearly did not believe
4.8 to
that there was a threat the
1.3.
building.
Thank you for
And
the
we have watched
support.
it played out. There was a very serious
Reviewed.
and significant threat to the building at a time the entire United States Congress was in there, again, including the Vice President of the United States and the Vice
Like,
President
it's
of
not
the
the
United
same.
States,
And again,
the Speaker
I
of the House, the
condemn
Senate Majority Leader,
any kind
and
of
so on and so
protesting is
forth. So
different.
there are
They
gonna be
wanted to
giant
protest
questions
what
about
happened
how
to
this
George
happened.
Floyd,
The challenge
and I gave
now,
my
as you
honest
see,
take on it
as
before,
Brian
which
Todd noted, they have come down to the
was
bottom
tough
of
to
the steps
do,
now.
but
they're slowly starting to move them
I
away.
said what my
Hopefully
take
that
was on
happens
George
without
Floyd, and
violence.
I'll explain it again.
There'll be a lot of questions.
I'll
We
pause
have a ton of
this
questions now, and there will
because
be
I don't
more
think
and more
it's
as we learn.
wrong. You ever see the whole video of George Floyd?
No, I
probably didn't want to.
I don't want to. I don't need to see that.
Initially, for a while, he was resisting, which got him in the position it got him in. But because he wouldn't get, even the woman who was in the car with him, who was a black woman, she's like, George, stop resisting. And he was crying. He's like, I'm scared. He wouldn't go into the cop car. He was pushing out. So then they finally got the cuffs on him, and he was on the ground. Where it's still murder, though, and I think anyone else would be afraid to say this, but I'll say it, where it was still murder is he stayed on his neck. Once he had the handcuffs on, it was over, dude. Like
he wasn't a threat anymore.
He wasn't a threat anymore. Get your knee off his fucking neck. So
Oh, yes, he said, please go home.
that's where I stand
that is
on
a good
that.
thing.
It
That
was, at
necessary.
the end of the
But
day,
all around it,
he
before
was
it,
still
after it,
murdered,
sprinkled
and
in
the
with
anger
it,
still should
was
have been there.
continuing to
Sorry.
say the election was stolen, we were defrauded. I know why you're mad. I'm supporting you. You cannot.
But what does
take
him
one
being
log off the
high have to
fire
do with the
and
guy
then
staying on
pour
his
a
neck for
barrel of
10 plus
gasoline on the
minutes?
fire. That
What
does
does him
not
being
solve the
high have to do
problem.
with it?
It may have given temporary rest.
If a
to
cop did
any
that that to me, they're going to say, "Oh, but he took his medical marijuana, so he deserved it." Like, what does that mean?
Some of the people starting to go home. Maybe it's just the hour of the day. We don't know that.
You know what the fun part about this is? This will probably encourage more insurrection. Yeah, in different elections, this shit's going to happen.
About this, I did tell him to go home. And when he's challenged on the fraud part, he'll shrug and find some reason to distract or cause some other thing. But he lost the election.
I would eat a salad off
your
feet.
He lost the election. That is not in dispute. He had several opportunities, more than 60.
Don't support
to make
violence,
his
but
case
one
the way we
riot
do it
was
here in the
about
United
minorities
States, in
being
a
killed
court
by
of law,
police,
where
and
you
this
are
is just
challenged to
people in
present
denial.
evidence. And
There's
it's not
that
just the
too, but I
Democrats
condemn
saying this
rioting
today,
both
so
ways,
Trump
but
supporters out there,
that's a good
this is
point. Not really the
repeating
same
what
in
the
my
Democrats
opinion.
said. Judge
You're watching
after
Review
judge
Nips,
after
intro,
judge
Rich and
after
intro
judge
guys.
after
Seriously, you're
judge.
awesome,
Many
Rich
of
and
the
intro guy. Keep up the
Republicans,
amazing
several of
work
them
you
Donald
do.
Trump
Thank
appointees
you.
said, sorry, ladies and gentlemen,
These
you
people
have
are trying
brought
to
me
protect
zero
their
credible
whiteness.
evidence. Go away.
I think
This
they're
is
just
over. The
brainwashed.
president
I'm
needs
sure
to
there's
tell
some of
these
that,
people right there,
but
it's over. Go home. Organize for the next election. Don't do this.
Yeah, it's so incredibly
This is insane. This is the
important.
Twilight
Looks,
Zone.
Brian Todd, like they're beginning to
Look at
clear
this guy
these
on the
individuals
scooter
that
with the
are
lights at the
beginning to tell
bottom.
them,
Oh, it's
"You
a
better get out of
police.
here.
It's like
You
a
better-
police
you better
scooter with
leave
the
now,
lights.
Otherwise,
I don't know.
you're going to be
I don't
arrested."
think that was a cop.
I don't know what
That's
it
right.
was. That
Well,
was pretty.
we can kind of take you in a little bit here. I'll walk toward it a little bit. Riot police just kind of
Democracy isn't dying, man, but it's
moved
stressed.
more rioters
Democracy
off the
isn't
steps.
dying,
So the
but I live in
rioters
Canada, no
are
offense,
pretty
but your
much
country is a
completely
laughing stock.
cleared
Oh, I
off the
agree.
steps. These
I
police
agree.
that are in the
How much,
green jackets kind of
COVID
came and started lining the
transmission's
steps, and they're
going on
starting to
there today?
push.
Yeah, I wonder how
users.
much COVID is
Have to
going.
walk around some people here. Apologize for that. They're starting to.
Oh,
push
I
some of
agree
the,
with that too.
The perimeter
They weren't
here
this
a
nice to
little bit back
BLM. I
toward
was
First
just
Street
talking about
Northeast.
that.
So this is an
Trump
area
made
that
the
was packed a short
Republicans
time
lose
ago.
all three branches
People
of
lining
government. Yes, he
the
did.
steps
During
on
the
the
entire,
balcony,
it's crazy how
on
far
top
this
of the
man will go to
cars.
stay in power.
I gotta say,
But he's
most
not
of
going
them
to stay in
are on
power
their
though.
own.
So
They
I
were
don't
not
like.
pushed
This is the
off
thing that I
in
don't
any
get.
forceful way by the police. The
He
remnants
doesn't
of
really
them that were
care.
there were walked down the
This
stairs
is all
by
like
about
he has
maybe
these people
12,
so
13,
this
14 riot
the
police
MAGA group, the
just
cult
kind of
group,
gently
so
walked
riled
them
up.
down
He
the
knows I'm
stairs.
going to make money
Now,
off of them.
you
I don't
do
give a
have,
shit.
and Eddie, let's go over here to your right. You do
Trump
have,
pardoned
a little bit
Blackwater
of a larger
massacre
crowd
war.
over
I heard
there
about that.
by the north side,
Naked
the Senate
news
side
with
of the
intro
Capitol,
guy.
where we saw smoke grenades going off.
Why
and
am
the
I
crowd
shirtless?
kind of
Because someone,
pushed back
it's part of the
that
thing.
way a
Someone
short
gave the
time ago.
50 for me to be
But it looks
shirtless till
like that has calmed down
521
as well.
for the
So,
nips.
you know, we could see a calming of the situation here on
And
the
I don't
east
want to
side
see
of the
anybody
Capitol.
hurt,
We're
man.
also
I don't want to see
monitoring
a
the
civil
situation
war.
on
I
the
don't want to
west
see.
side of the
But what did
Capitol,
they
where it
think
was
that all
very,
this
very
rhetoric
tense,
was going to do?
Earlier today, as it was
This will
here.
make China the new
You know, we're
superpower
standing in
even
an
quicker.
area
Yeah, because we're
right
destabilized.
now that was, when we got here this morning, it was barricaded off completely. You couldn't, I mean, there were
You don't
police all
think
over
that
the
like
place.
other countries
There
that
were
are
bike
like
rack barricades,
teetering on
there
being
were
adversaries
several
with it,
other
looking
barricades,
this and licking their
and you got the
chops?
sense that you just couldn't penetrate it. But, you know, clearly,
Like, come on, man.
the rioters took control. The police were overwhelmed. The police pushed back.
All right, can I watch?
And you saw the chaos ensue inside the
Are
building.
you coming back?
And all of that. So right now,
Okay.
they seem to
how
have
much
things
longer are
under
you going to be on
control.
here?
But
A while.
I do have to tell you that most of that is due to the protesters. Excuse me.
I'll
the
probably
rioters
stop
leaving most of
around
them on their
5:30
own.
and start up
let's
again
see what
later.
happens. These next few hours are going to be critically important.
So I'll come back
about
tonight
50
when I stream
minutes,
again.
Perhaps I
Until
will.
the
See you guys
DC
later. Take care.
curfew goes into effect.
I have been
the
following
12-hour
you for years. I
curfew
hate
from 6
politics, but I've always
p.m.
enjoyed
to
your
6
personality, so I
a.m.
stayed. I think our government just wants to trigger a civil war, also have found out I have COVID. I'm so sorry you have COVID. That's the most important thing.
You're still up there.
Take care of
as well, a
yourself.
different location.
And yeah,
tell us what you're
both
seeing.
of our big political parties failed.
Well, Wolf,
Both
this
of our
is not
political
a
parties
protest,
failed.
as others have mentioned.
Democracy is at a turning point. It's been leading this way for a very long time, Mike.
Not many
Before
people
Trump
really got
being
that
president
message.
was
In
even a
fact,
thought.
only a few minutes
Way
ago,
before
there was a
Trump.
group of, media equipment
Congrats,
set over
congrats on
just
ascending to
east of the
review
Capitol.
USA.
And
Rich,
we
thank
saw
you.
a group of
Watching
this mob
America eat itself is
essentially
satisfying.
destroy it using their fists.
It's not satisfying, man.
Trying to dismantle the First Amendment coverage of what is happening here. It's ironic because the First Amendment protects us, but it also protects what the protesters here are doing. Not a protest anymore. At times, this is turning relatively violent. We have seen seen the
Pence
movement
changed his
of,
Twitter cover to
police not too
Biden.
long ago
No,
here.
stop.
This is the Metropolitan Police Department of D.C., but we have yet to see the National Guard here.
Or did
We have
someone
heard from
hack
DC
it?
Mayor Muriel Bowser that the National Guard is on its way, and that state police from Maryland and Virginia will also be coming here to help. But I have to tell you that police are way outnumbered here by this pro-Trump group that essentially has taken over the Capitol. There is more police presence ramping up here.
Mike Pence
as
wrote,
night
peaceful
falls on
protest is the right of every American, but this
group
attack on our Capitol
seems to
will
be
not
in
be
it,
tolerated, and those
for the
involved will
long
be
haul.
prosecuted to the fullest
And it
extent of
seems
the
like
law.
this will
Thank you,
last,
Mike.
well after
The
sunset.
violence and
Do
destruction
we know,
taking place
Pete,
in the
if
U.S.
there are
Capitol
still
must
any
stop, and it must stop now. Anyone involved must respect law enforcement officers and immediately leave the building.
Capitol, as we saw these ugly pictures emerge over
Thank
the past
you,
couple hours?
Mr. Vice President, for that.
I cannot speak to that, Wolf. There are plenty of people still outside here tonight, and I'm sure plenty of people would like to be inside, especially considering the fact It's going to be 30
I will do
degrees in Washington
multiplayer
tonight.
like,
This
yes.
is not going to be easy for the
Maybe I'll
folks
do
who are
that
out
tonight.
here, but frankly, they shouldn't be here. This
Maybe
is a
I'll do
spot
that
where,
tonight. I feel like
you
playing some
can't
games
be
online.
as an
I haven't
everyday
played
person,
anything
as a
in so
civilian.
long because
This
I've
is a
been
spot that's
busy working
very
with
close
music
down, just above the Capitol Visitor Center. The east side of the Capitol and the steps here is a spot that the public would never be on, not even for special events. This is a spot
You must
that
be
is
watching some
very,
different
very,
shit than
very
I see,
locked
man.
down, and folks are still here.
And I don't watch,
after nightfall.
ironically, as I say
And
this,
there's still a coronavirus
just
going
CNN,
on.
even though
Nobody's
people
supposed to be
accuse me of
inside
that.
the U.S. Capitol, but they broke windows and they entered into that building. Donnie O'Sullivan, CNN's
They
Donnie
need to-
O'Sullivan,
yeah.
is also on the scene for us. Where are you, Donnie? And tell us what's going on.
We're at the west side here of the U.S. Capitol, and people are streaming out of the grounds of the Capitol, and we've been asking them
Thanks,
if they're
VP
proud
Pence, for
of
being
what's
an
happened
actual
today.
leader.
And most of them say they
Yeah,
are.
that's
They view
what should,
themselves as
and that's what
patriots,
Trump
these
should have just said in his
supporters.
video. This
When I asked
election
them
was
why-
stolen, but
what they
please
thought
calm
they were
down.
achieving by being here, by doing all of this violence, they said that they wanted to win back the election, and some of them are still living in this alternate reality, this alternate universe.
Because he brainwashed
where
them
they
to be.
believe that Joe Biden is not going to be inaugurated up on the.
This
that
isn't an
rising
attempted
in just
coup?
2 weeks.
So
time.
Trump
And, well,
supporters
there is a
breaking
sense
in
here on the
to
ground that it isn't over.
the
in terms
Capitol
of both,
building
trying
is not
to
an attempted
overturn
coup.
The election, which is obviously a fantasy, but also that there could be more trouble to come here in Washington tonight. My
No,
producer
Christopher, I'm not
overheard
changing the
somebody
title,
saying
'cause
as we were
you're
walking in
wrong.
Here, it's going to get real tonight. Wolf.
Yeah, I suspect
Yeah, I'll
that,
upload
Donnie,
it
it's
more,
gonna
shoot.
get, even
I may
more
even
intense
play
in
it
the next
tonight.
few days
Get away from
as we
this
get
shit.
closer and
'Cause I'm gonna
closer
live
to
stream
the January
again.
20th inauguration of the next president of the United States, Joe Biden. Alex
Or
Marco,
maybe
you're
I'll play
getting
Streets
some
of
more
Rage with Intro
information.
Guy.
Update our viewers.
Well, Wolf, we've moved back a little bit because since we spoke to you last, a large crowd of these rioters, a mob of them, descended on the press area where we were. I believe that was the area that our colleague Pete Montine was talking about. Clearly not fans of the way that have been depicting them, which is a mob of violent rioters. And so now the question becomes, when does law enforcement go in and clear this area? It has just been a surreal afternoon.
If they're
watching
outside
this crowd go in
and didn't
get
break
into
in,
the Capitol
they're
building.
protesters. And if
So
they didn't
what
do
we've
anything
seen over the
violent, they're
course of the past
protesters. If they
couple
broke in, they're
hours
rioters.
is a different kinds
That's
of
how
law
it's black and white.
enforcement
Once they go on
gathering
private
around Capitol. What
property,
you're seeing right here,
they're rioters.
is Metropolitan Police Department. So Washington
Just
Police,
like
as you've
when
been noting,
people were protesting with George, if people were having peaceful protests for George Floyd, those are protests. If they're breaking into malls and stores and other places, those are rioters.
and helping clear out those
And both should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. It's that simple.
What we have seen in the past
There's no question.
a curfew in this city. Now, there has been a steady stream of rioters coming from this northern
me
side
too,
of the Capitol
Pillow.
building, where they
Me
have
too,
been
Pillow.
gathering for most of the afternoon, but there is still a significant contingent of them. And as you've heard from our other colleagues, many have said
Check
that they
the
plan
background
to
profile
stay
pic.
here. And as someone was just mentioning, that
I
it
did
may
check it,
get
and it-
real overnight. I want to point out some of these rioters who are coming out from here. These are, I believe, Oath Keepers. We have seen members of that far-right
Tweets and
extremist
replies.
group
Yeah, there's
that
nothing
supports
changed,
the
man.
president
I just checked.
out here this afternoon, shouting insults at us, at members of the press, shouting insults at members of law enforcement.
And thank you
of
again,
the police.
Mr. Vice President,
Things
for
have
being a
been
voice of
relatively
reason.
quiet
I've disagreed
for,
with you on many things, but when
a
people
little
step
while
up, I give
now.
credit where
But
credit's due.
as I was saying to you in our last time we spoke,
That journalist
this
was Irish. Yeah, he was
still
Irish.
Very much a
It's only a coup if
standoff.
politician or the military
We
is
have
one
not
trying to
seen
overthrow
law
the government,
enforcement
not
going to
individual.
clear them
Trump
out.
came out against.
Rioters are still in there. Law enforcement
Yeah.
on the outskirts,
He,
on
man,
the perimeter,
but he says
of the Capitol
things
building,
with
and we will
context
see
to
what
them.
happens as we get closer
I
to
don't
this curfew
support-
at 6 p.m. In just
I don't
under
support,
an
but
hour's time.
Antifa,
Look at this scene, Wolf. Here,
they're all very good
this is
people.
more
Like, he
what I
always
believe
adds like a
is
little
Metropolitan
seed to
Police.
keep his
These
base
guys
like
are
riled
very
up.
much in riot gear, as you can see.
Knowing that
head
bombs
to
are found in the
toe,
Capitol, that's no
with
longer
protection,
protesting, but instead
helmets on,
terrorism, absolutely.
batons
Even if they were
at
fake
the
ones.
ready. They are
You're trying to
going down
invoke fear.
Delaware
That's terrorism.
Avenue. And we understand that there is all sorts of coordination going on between local law enforcement, federal law enforcement, the Capitol law enforcement, to clear out these rioters from the Capitol building.
checked Mike
And
Twence's
I
Twitter
assume,
background.
It's gonna, Alice, it's only
I did.
Gonna more
I know.
intense.
Are you
We
people
just got a
trolling, or
statement
am I?
From the acting Defense Secretary Miller saying he's had separate conversations with Vice President Pence, Speaker Pelosi, Leader McConnell, Senator Schumer, Representative
What is
Hoyer
that?
in the House of Representatives, and
what
says
did I
this.
miss?
Let me read it. We have fully activated the D.C. National Guard to assist federal and local law enforcement as they work to peacefully
can't
address
believe
the
this is
situation.
happening, man.
We are prepared to provide additional support as necessary
It's not
and
telling me
appropriate
what it was.
as requested by local authorities. And then adds with this: our people are sworn to defend the Constitution and our democratic form of government, and they will act accordingly. So we see Capitol Police, we see local police from D.C., police are coming in from Maryland and Virginia.
Because they recounted the votes in multiple states, dude. In the swing states, the votes were recounted. They were recounted
as well. We're going to see a whole lot more troops
multiple
coming in,
times.
not just today, but in the next 14 days as we all get ready for the presidential inauguration. Pamela, what else are you learning?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell you what we
I'm gonna
can
put my
see
shirt
inside the
back on
Capitol
now. It's
building
basically
right now,
been a
and that
half
is
hour.
law enforcement still clearing out
Or actually,
the
I'll wait
Capitol
till his
building as we speak.
$50 dono is
Rioters
away. It's
who
only fair.
trespassed, went inside.
Yeah, I
police
don't
are in
understand what
there
everyone's
right
trying to
now,
check. He would
still
like.
trying to make sure it is safe, secure.
I checked,
So that
it's not-
legislators can go back and
I just checked
finish
his
their
Twitter and
work under
refreshed
the
it.
Constitution. As we heard Alex Marquardt there say, he's not seeing a lot of activity on the outside in terms of clearing out folks. We're still seeing a lot of protesters there. But I am told from law enforcement that in addition to clearing out rioters inside of the Capitol building, they are also clearing them out at the inauguration stage and bleachers. So that is another area where the rioters took over. And I can tell you, law enforcement sources I'm speaking with, they are gearing up, Wolf, for a very long night.
And I'm sure they're gearing up for a very, very long 2 weeks until the inauguration
Trucker
as well.
here,
Caitlin
dude, here,
Collins
Rich.
is over at the White House for us.
These are
Caitlin,
certainly
what else are you
unprecedented
learning?
times. That's an understatement. My home of Fulton County, Georgia, pulled through, and people are retaliating.
After hours of his own supporters breaching the halls of
crazy,
the Capitol
man.
for the first time in over 200 years.
Because
In this
Fulton
manner,
County
finally
went
put
blue,
out that
right?
Video earlier after he was urged by several staffers to put out a more
She used to
forceful
work for the
statement,
Daily
something he
Caller,
declined
fun
to do,
fact.
And instead, for hours, complaining
That Tucker
about
Carlson
the vice
owns.
president defying him earlier today. We're now seeing even former members of his administration criticize this and say that it actually is the
Oh, it's not a
responsibility
false
of
flag,
President
dude.
Trump.
It's
And that
not.
includes
It's
his
really
first
not.
Homeland
It's
Security
really,
advisor,
really,
Tom
really, really
Bossert,
not.
someone who has often,
False flag
offered
for what?
analysis
He
on
got
what's been
voted
going
out
on
of
inside the
office.
White
What is
House,
the false
sometimes
flag?
advice, sometimes criticism, but also
What?
sometimes praise. Listen to what
It's
he
not
says
going to be
now,
like,
Wolf. He
okay,
says, this is
he's
beyond
going back. Like,
wrong
what
and
is the
illegal.
false
It's
flag?
un-American. The president undermined American democracy baselessly for months, and as a result, he is culpable for this siege and an utter disgrace. Despite of him, not because of him, police will regain control and prosecute those involved.
Please do.
Of course, let's also look at what his first chief of staff, Reince Priebus, said
Why
earlier
are
today.
they still saying-
He tweeted calling many of these people domestic
Yeah, it's not even
terrorists,
2020.
saying many
DC
are
cops
criminals and
understaffed, as many
troublemakers,
called off
all
today to
acting
attend
in a
some kind of
manner opposite of
No,
patriotism.
really,
Well,
stop it.
Those are much stronger
I just
words
hate how
than
much
you are
this
hearing
will
from the
spread
president's
COVID because of the
former
person.
senior
Yeah, and I
staff
said the
than
same
you
thing
heard
about
from the president
the
himself tonight.
protest,
In
too.
that video that he finally
Masks
released,
aren't
it was his
bulletproof,
third
man.
try
It's just,
commenting
and look, I'm
on
not
what's
saying that
hateful
people shouldn't have
in the Capitol
protested, but I'm
today.
just
Say that people should
telling you
go home
reality.
peacefully,
I'm just
go
telling you
home. The
reality.
president also said,
You know,
"We love
like
you,"
a virus
and said
doesn't
that
care
he
about
understood
your
where they were coming
politics.
from.
It just
And of
wants to
course,
replicate.
Basically alleged what is at the root out of a lot of this, which are these claims that this election was stolen from him.
Hopefully
which of
not,
course
Shadow
it is
Miner.
not. That is the only time we've seen the wolf.
The sleeping giant has awoken. We will not allow the fake news media and big tech censors to defraud our republic. Stop this. Okay,
And so
Christopher.
far, we have not heard any other comment from the White House tonight.
Left and right are corrupt sheep. Be independent. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I've been saying.
He insists he won in a landslide election. He is still continuing to lie and, in effect, egg on these
2020 was a tutorial level for the main game. That's 20 reason it's called. Oh God, no! Please say no. I hope that joke doesn't come true.
Crowds in the east front start to stream out at a pretty steady clip.
Oh my
The
God!
biggest thing that I'm hearing right now from lawmakers.
I'm gonna put it. Basically, is half an hour. I'm gonna put my shirt back on. I'm gonna go pee and then come back.
Back and forth with lawmakers that have been in undisclosed locations,
Man, oh man, oh man.
surrounded by law
One thing is
enforcement,
certain.
tactical gear.
Oh, this will be in the history books. Oh, my shirt's inside out,
They are
motherfucker.
making clear they want to finish today.
This
Now,
will be in the
big
history
question
books,
that they
without
have
a
and
doubt.
Everybody's waiting for right now is a couple things.
Thanks for covering this. For those in D.C., please stay safe. Absolutely. I want to see no one hurt. I don't even want to see the idiots that broke in hurt. I just want to see them prosecuted. I don't want to see anybody fucking hurt, man.
Law enforcement has a bigger job here than just trying to figure out where things stand inside the Capitol building itself. So that's one piece of this. The other thing as well, and I think this is what a lot of lawmakers are focused on right now, is how quickly can they get back into the chambers and what state are the chambers in? We obviously saw that some
Well, if that's truly happening with Antifa, I condemn that too.
In those chambers, so that needs to be kind of figured out as well. But I think
I can't just go by someone's Twitter account saying that.
Lawmakers I've been talking to over the last hour
God
and a
damn it!
half,
Gotta take off the headphones.
Very rattled, very unsettled about what occurred and how quickly they were moved off the House floor, moved off the Senate floor, and into undisclosed locations, surrounded by law enforcement, into very firmly believing that they want to finish this process and finish this process tonight. And Wolf, I think one other point, had a couple of Democratic senators tweet this out. Staffers actually grabbed the documents needed to complete the process.
Yeah, I know.
Of tallying the electors for certification on their way while they were rushing out of the United States Senate. So
Every single thing that goes wrong is Antifa. I know.
The madness or the rush when this was all happening is what happens if those were left.
It still is our duty to vote. I agree. All right, I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Multiple senators say staff has those. Those are safe. They're ready to go. It's just a matter of when they can actually get inside the chambers and go. As one senator texted me just a short while ago, we're ready to rock and roll. We just need the green light, Wolf.
Well, when they reconvene, assuming they reconvene, I don't know if they'll reconvene tonight or tomorrow or whenever, are they simply going to go through and certify what the Electoral College did, the 50 states and the District of Columbia, and approve the electoral vote naming Joe Biden the next president of the United States? Or will they continue with these objections and try to continue this debate, which is futile?
Well, this has been, I think, the big question we've all been trying to get answers to over the course of the last several hours. This actually came from a Republican lawmaker who said, I don't know how we can continue to pursue the objections after what just occurred. However, those who were putting up the objections or said they were supporting the objections made very clear their purpose wasn't to overturn the election, despite the fact that they were aligning with the president, who made very clear he was trying to overturn the election, and aligned intentionally or not with those who rushed the Capitol, made very clear they were trying to overturn the election.
Kendall Jenner is handing out seltzer and cucumbers to protesters and police, and everyone's getting along. Man, I wish it was that easy.
But I can tell you there is a
Tremendously tremendous. Who's messaging me?
Some of those who may have been on the fence about whether or not to support some of these objections, I just want to get this done, get this over with, and move on. This is
oh shit! Wait, my editor's sending me something.
These aren't just words. These aren't just people making things up. This isn't just the media. This is reality. Things got very, very real in very, very close proximity to a lot of lawmakers.
Explosive device found at RNC DNC has been evacuated. Oh shit! It's verified. This comes from the New York Times.
With a lot of people, you only hear from your most dedicated.
That's very well could be the case, Tyler.
Very dedicated to President Trump. This got very real very fast, and so it'll be interesting to see how this plays out when they reconvene, when they get things back together again.
I'm going to go get one of my protein bars, guys, because I'm feeling low. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Then I could stay here. Yeah, I got cells. I'll be right back.
Downrange in Iraq or Afghanistan, who weren't coming away from this experience pretty shaken about what they saw.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do either. I did see a tweet from Senator Josh Hawley, who's been one of the architects of this futile challenge to what the Electoral College did. And in that statement that he tweeted, he ended by saying, Congress must get back to work and finish its job. Finish its job. I don't know what that means, but we'll try to figure that out. Jim Acosta is over at the White House getting more information as well. Yeah. What are you learning, Jim?
Well, just an update on the state of mind of the president right now and the state of mind of staffers inside the White House who are shell-shocked by some of these events up on Capitol Hill. I talked to a White House official just a short time ago who said, you know, before the president released that video, before the president made the decision to call in the National Guard, aides to the president had to go to the president in the Oval Office and almost beg him to make these decisions, to beg him to make that video, to record that video, and also to make this decision to call in the National Guard. Why is that important? Because this president is going to be in charge, presumably, for the next 14 days. And if the president can only throw gasoline on the fire, it is going to be up to this skeletal staff that he has left over here at the White House to go to the president and get him to try to do the right thing from time to time. I think that is a worrying development. The other thing I heard from a source familiar with some of the discussions over here is that White House staffers are just horrified by what is going on up on Capitol Hill. But Wolf, that begs another question. It begs the question, I think we're at a critical stage now, given what we've seen up on the Hill. Do we see resignations from White House staffers? Aren't we at a point now, Wolf, where we should see resignations from White House staffers? This scene that we saw up on the Hill today, this siege on the Capitol, should be enough, one would think, in a normal world, to prompt the resignation of staffers inside a White House, inside administration. Obviously, we haven't seen that at this point. But Wolf, talking to another Trump advisor about this, do not expect the president to try to, cool things down over the next 14 days. In the words of this advisor, the president is a, quote, provocateur. He is a, quote, entertainer. He is not a leader. He is not a president. And he's not going to behave like one for the next 14 days. So a lot of concerns over here at the White House among White House staffers that this president is just not up to the job. He is up to the job when it comes to fanning the flames and causing this awful scene that we saw up on Capitol Hill today that's still unfolding. But he is not equipped to take things down a notch unless these staffers go in there and essentially beg him to do it, which is what happened earlier today, Wolf.
Yeah, it is so awful. John King is still with us. John,
sorry.
So many people are emailing me, texting me. They're accusing the president of actually being an accomplice to what these rioters and these mobsters were doing up on Capitol Hill.
Well, again, he will say he did not encourage them to break into the building or to break glass or to violate security rules and go into the chamber or to go into the speaker's office. That's what the president will say. But the president also encouraged those people to march on the Capitol. The president also keeps saying, even in his third statement today, that video he released, that the election was stolen when it was not. So the president can say or believe what he believes. He can try to rewrite the truth, as he has done almost every day the last 4 years. But he incited this, encouraged this, and supported this because he wants to continue this fantasy that the election can be overturned. So now, Wolf, here we are, 2 weeks from the end of the Trump term, and the drama continues, and what you could call domestic terrorism, certainly disruption, illegal conduct continues here, and we're going to watch as the police push this out. So there's a number of interesting political things happening.
That's so true, Blue Inferno.
Like the Lincoln Project, long a president, a critic
if you can
of the
tear
president,
gas BLM protesters for Trump to do a photo op, they can gas.
But you have this political.
But I don't want to see that for either of them.
You have the National Association of
If you were just,
it's one of the business groups in town.
If people were just protesting outside the Capitol, let them do
the
it.
Vice president should consider.
If there's peaceful Black Lives Matter protests and they're marching down the streets, let them do it. As soon as you're breaking into shit, whether it be the Capitol or a store,
much more dangerous scene we saw.
The law has to get involved.
At the United States Capitol. And to echo what Phil Mattingly just said,
I unearthly think would be a better politician than at least half the people in office right now. Most of them say it's solid stuff, but I can't be because you can't corrupt me.
I wouldn't. Speaker Pelosi and Leader McConnell believe.
I mean, even though I disagree with some of AOC's politics, I'm fairly left-leaning like her, but she did get in.
Whether you have more objections, but they both believe it is absolutely.
Well, I disagree with a lot of what Rich is saying. For one, I would characterize just a political riot, not a coup.
Out of the building, but you will not stop us.
But it was his brainwashing
to do today, which is supposed to be,
I don't know,
a cherished constitutional
he did a lot of damage, man.
In the United States.
I guess in technicality, you don't want to call it a coup, but
accepting
it is what it is.
Joe Biden as president.
Well, Black Lives Matter and Antifa protested with violence
for power. That's what we've always seen. Alex Marquardt, what's going on?
Oh man, come on. This is a totally.
Well, Wolf, we are back.
Hypothetically, if the election actually was stolen.
What you can hear there is a flashbang.
If it was actually stolen, that would be a different story. But it wasn't.
What you're looking at now is what Metropolitan Police
handing out some Pepsis. What is the? I'm missing. That's going over me. The only thing I know about Pepsi meme is wings. How can anyone trust that Oompa Loompa when he said his daughter would run for the 2024 or 2004? Which one did you mean to say?
On the western side of the Capitol building. This, Wolf, is where in exactly 14 days' time,
Chad's Rise Up
will be inaugurated.
Chad's Rise Up.
See the Washington Monument.
CNN does have ray tracing.
Decided, after several hours of this huge mass gathering on the western side of the Capitol, to flush
that is true.
Out.
Everyone seems to conveniently forget that, including mainstream media and the fucks over at CNN. Everyone seems to forget that. Hillary literally did rig the election in 2016. It was like proven. It isn't even speculation or Alex Jones conspiracy. She fucking rigged it so she would get to be the Democratic nominee. Like, how could you just blindly support either party? They're both fucking corrupt. Both are corrupt.
Which they got into over the course of the afternoon, Wolf.
Yeah, they should use all means necessary.
She rigged the fucking primary. Yes, she did.
This is a disgrace what's going on up on Capitol Hill right now. Just be careful over there. You know, we'll stay in very close touch with you.
He said 2004. Oh, God.
Are still there, John King. We can see them. They're beginning to leave. But it's,
because the Fox footage was just like a webcam in the corner, bro. We went there. Ask my audience. We went there.
Hey, Wolf, yeah, some tear gas was deployed here in the past few minutes. That's why you're seeing these people coming down, the sort of last stragglers, really, who are here left at the Capitol. We've seen thousands of people move off the lawn in the past few hours, and they've all been telling us how proud they are to be a part of this mob. They're repeating all the conspiracy theories that President Trump has been spewing for months and that he spewed outside the White House today. And it's really just quite a surreal.
This is just a preview of what is to come for the next 4 years. I just hope this spineless Democratic don't view this and think they can appease this.
Moving all of us out of here, Wolf.
Yeah, this is a wound that's going to take, at best, a decade to heal. This is a wound that people don't get it. This isn't over. This is just the beginning.
Language being directed at members of the media. People just, again, repeating these lies.
I have to, before Mad Motherfucker, I need to understand the circumstances around it and look into it. Just like I looked into George Floyd, I look into everything unbiased before I start getting my
you can see we're stepping over the
Picket, I can't think of it right now. Pitchfork. The whole event today is making America a joke to the rest of the world. Absolutely. Not that we already were a joke. Yeah, we've been a joke before. We were a joke before Trump.
Trump supporters.
Everyone needs to get off Trump's dick and think it started with Trump.
All of a sudden, shortly after he
because it's not true.
Speaking, and people just started pushing.
Happy New Year, I guess, lads. Round 2. Cheers. Cheers.
Around this area, Wolf. And we keep hearing over and over again. I just heard somebody else saying,
unreal.
This is just the beginning. Wolf?
Yeah, I assume they're
saying, it is just the beginning.
What the president himself just said in this videotape that he posted on Twitter, that he said the election was stolen. It was a landslide election that he claims he won. He says,
so now they're just using tear gas, not before they broke.
These are total lies. But
yeah, again, they like first off,
encouraging these rioters to do what they're doing, right?
First off, like, they didn't see this. I saw this coming. I think everyone here with common sense saw this coming. Why didn't they have a plan in place for this? Did they really not think this was going to happen? Like, we don't live on Earth anymore. We live in the fucking Twilight Zone.
And we're seeing the results of that play out here on the streets of our nation's capital today. I mean, we're beyond the fact. In 2016, we heard about Russia trolls and people tried to write off anything about social media, saying, "Oh, it's only a few Facebook posts. What harm?" Here's the harm.
You really look, I'm not a political science major, but I will say this. I look at the Vietnam War. That was started with the false flag by us. War on drugs. How'd the war on drugs work out? Nixon started that. Did it work? How did that go? Look at all the deregulation when Clinton was in office that they put into place, and that Bush accelerated. That helped lead up to the housing crisis of 2008, which led to the Great Recession. We've been a joke for a long time, man.
The plaza on the east side of the Capitol also.
What about? Yeah, good point. Ooh, that's a small one. What about the Iraq War in 2003? Look at the Iraq War in 2003. How many lives were lost there? Not just American soldiers. How many poor innocent Iraqis were lost there? For what? That was a preemptive war. That was an illegal fucking war. That was an illegal fucking war. All the drone strikes that Obama. We've been a shit show for a long time. And people get angry because they feel suppressed. And they don't know where to vent their anger. So when people are disenfranchised, and they feel like they look to somebody to give them hope. And you had Trump come in. This is where Trump's not the cause. He was the effect. This is where Trump comes in and says, I will give you hope. And those disenfranchised people didn't fall in love with his policies. They fell in love with what he was saying and wanted to believe everything he was saying because they felt so screwed for so many years. And this is what you get. When we left, I know enough about this. Again, I'm not a political science major, and if there's things I'm missing, I do apologize, but I know enough to talk about. When we toppled Germany after World War I, we left them to rot. There was hyperinflation there. People were broke. People were starving. And people were disenfranchised. We weren't at the extreme. We were never at the extreme in the States that they were after World War I. People were disenfranchised. And then you have someone like Hitler that comes along. Granted, he became a dictator and got into office by taking down his political opponents. He got into office after they were disenfranchised, after everyone was starving and there was hyperinflation. He comes in and this is super cliff notes, but I know that I know enough. Says, I'm going to help you. I'm going to change. I'm going to fix the economy. I'm going to fix, and it's their fault. That is this way, and everyone bought into everything he said. And how do Hitlers get into power? You're kind of seeing it. I'm not saying Trump is Hitler. Please don't. I'm not saying Trump is Hitler. But do you see how the mechanism works? Do you see how the mechanism works? You beat people down, you beat them down, you beat them down. You're pro-corporatist. You're getting campaign donations from Pfizer. You're getting campaign donations from the oil industry. You're getting campaign donations from all the I can't even fucking think of it right now because I'm heated. All the campaign donations you get from healthcare. Jesus Christ. Health insurance companies. Couldn't fucking think of it. Jesus. And they're donating to campaigns to make sure there's no Medicare for all. Make sure the minimum wage doesn't go up. Make sure of all this. So what happens is because your elected officials are not working for you, they're working for the government, the people become disenfranchised. And they get angry. And they don't know where to vent their anger. And they want someone or something to believe in, even if it's a fucking reality TV show host. If he's saying what they want to hear, even if he isn't doing what they want to hear, they just want to believe it. And anyone who questions it because they just feel so disenfranchised. Mike Pence doesn't believe it, that Trump, he's our enemy now. Mitch McConnell's our enemy now. Very right-wing governors who basically licked Trump's nutsack, who said, look, dude, there was no fraud, at least on a level that would overturn the election for you. They become enemies now. Because these people have been so disenfranchised for so long, they wanted to be brainwashed by somebody because they were just so tired of just being beaten down that they'll look to anybody, even if they'll ignore the fact that it's lies because they just want to believe him because they just feel so lost. And that is how we get here. Because the government has failed the people for decades upon decades, not just the past 4 years. Not just the past 4 years. So all the corrupt fucks that take money, that do things for their corporate interests above the people, doesn't matter what your political affiliation is, you are to blame for all of this. You are to blame for every fucking thing that's going on right now. Your selfishness, you craving power and wealth instead of doing what was right for the people is what caused this. Doesn't matter your political affiliation or your political party. You fucking blew it. You failed. And this is what happens. This is the byproduct of it. But you got to stay in office though, right? Congratulations. Good for you. Remember every Republican and every Democrat. Remember them all who didn't stand up to stop this. Remember them. Don't forget them. Don't forget them.
The members of this mob, these Trump supporters, away off the Capitol.
Yeah, I know what's going on there too, George.
The west front of the U.S. Capitol. We're actually
Blood
at the
midget, me
spot,
too.
Where the barriers were originally broken earlier today when we were here. And it's quite surreal, Wolf, because we're seeing these Trump supporters shouting at these police, accusing
They have to
police
do some
of
way so
being
he can't run
traitors.
again.
Of
That will
course,
be
we
a
always
disaster
hear
if he runs
from
again.
The Trump White House and Trump
Thank you,
supporters how much,
Uncommon, but BBY.
They love the police, but
Thank you.
seemingly not tonight.
What does it say?
As we mentioned, tear
Thank
gas
you very
was
much,
deployed,
Uncommon.
A few minutes ago, that's how they were able to. The police were able to move these people down off the lawn.
So don't-
outside the U.S.
So this is what I get. I mean, they have the most wide-angle coverage. Ask everyone. I went to Fox before. They had like a webcam up, and we're just like pointing it, and it showed nothing. I went there. I did go. But what pissed me off about CNN is like, oh, look what the Republican. I'm like, but the Democrats just sat there and were like, all right, just don't really want to. Trump, you're just being mean. Because they don't want to ride, because they want to keep their power too. It's all about, they're all playing for the same fucking team. And I wish people would realize that. Ah, Maron.
For joining us. You put in place a 6 p.m. curfew. How worried are you about what might come tonight in D.C.? We're already hearing from these, whatever you want to call them, rioters, terrorists, anarchists, insurrectionists. We're already hearing from them that they're planning to get even rougher when it gets darker.
Well, thanks, Jake, for having me on. We have a curfew in place, and we're advising everyone to leave the area, to vacate the Capitol grounds, and to go to their place of residence or wherever they're staying, and preferably go back to their state. What we've seen at the Capitol
Shirt
today,
off, don't talk your way out. You know the deal for the shirt off, bro.
certainly unpatriotic. It's wrong and it's illegal. I
You know the deal.
fully deployed the Metropolitan Police Department, the D.C. Police Department, to assist the U.S. Capitol Police. Our police have entered the building and will establish a perimeter and enforce our curfew.
I have to say, I'm surprised that these
SpaceX is doing another test of Starship today. Hopefully we can leave this planet soon. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. I'm sorry, I was checking something on my phone.
There was blood spilled. I know that the Capitol security is the responsibility of U.S. Capitol Police, and they don't report to you. They report to Congress. But what's your best understanding about why this was able to happen?
Well, certainly we are.
Yeah, that's the thing I want to understand too. That's the shit I want to understand. How is this even able to happen? I talked about this a billion times. Yes, it's still 50 for the Nips.
We're right there to support them, and now to enter the building to make sure we have control and maintain control.
I mean, I apologize. Sometimes I'm silent, guys. I'm watching this with you.
Over the next days.
I'm watching this with
Do you think
you.
if this was a Black Lives Matter protest, they would have been able to get into the Capitol and wreak the havoc that these pro-Trump people were able to cause? I mean,
Yes.
I think there are a lot of people.
Morsha, 64. The Republicans and Dems are like the Soviet
standard
Communist
that
Party in the
these
80s. They
MAGA
resisted any reforms
protesters
just to
were
keep
able
their
to
power.
Commit acts of violence. that
Unfortunately,
they
it's
can't
human
imagine
nature to
anyone
want to
being
accrue
able
power and maintain it.
To cause in Congress.
Like, why do you think old-ass Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, they're like 80 or pushing 80.
To our federal partners.
People are just like, why would you, they're both multimillionaires. Go off into the sunset, but they love the power. It's not about
very
being a
democracy.
public servant.
And
They
so we
want
will
the
continue to
power.
work with our partners to get it under control.
In 15 minutes, the curfew drops, and anybody who's still out will be.
This
in
is pretty
violation
nuts.
of
Have
the
some
curfew.
UK
Will
money.
they
May
be
the horses
arrested?
guide you. Thank you very much, man.
Our police are moving, and we'll work with not just the D.C. police. We have called in to support D.C. streets and the U.S. Capitol response. Our neighbors, as
This
well
is
as
nuts.
the D.C.
I
National
just-
Guard. I've requested the Guard from Maryland and Virginia.
Yes,
to also
the game
come
man.
in.
Everyone's these
So
brilliant
people will
fucking
be held
statements here.
accountable. We want everybody to move out.
Every
They should
American
move out
politician,
quickly. But the
regardless which
curfew
party
will
they're
be
basically
enforced.
Jekyll and Hyde.
So is that
Virtually
a yes?
all of
They
them,
will
yeah.
be arrested?
Yes,
I mean,
I
the
agree.
Metropolitan Police Department has been
I don't think
told that
I'll be able to
if
sleep.
these protesters
I'll be
are
able to
still there
sleep.
after the
CNN,
curfew,
this
they
is-
will be arrested.
They are going to deploy in a safe way and enforce the D.C. curfew.
I don't know, man. If BLM
So
was
that's a
there, there'd
yes.
be more. There'd be body bags.
Well, I can't
There'd
tell
be-
you
they
every
wouldn't even be
single
allowed to get
strategy that
inside.
the police are going to use, but they have the curfew as a tool.
I don't agree with that.
To move people out.
Has anybody been arrested today? Do you know?
There have been many arrests today and yesterday. I don't have the full readout of the number of arrests. We expect to provide that by this evening.
The entire D.C. National Guard has been activated. Do you have the resources you need, Mayor Bowser?
All right,
to
guys.
keep
I'm going to be
Washington,
back with
D.C.
intro
safe,
guy
to get
later.
control
I'm going
of
to take a
the
break for now. We'll be back with the news later. I'll be covering more of this. An intro guy will be with me, so we'll have some more chemistry here. Thank you so much for coming through. And this isn't the end. This is just part one. I'll be back in a few hours, or a couple hours.
He told his supporters to go home.
So I will see you
but he
guys
also
soon.
expressed sympathy.
This is
for
insane,
them.
and this
He
is
said
frightening.
He loved them. He also continued his blatant lies about the election. Do you